Pirates awakened Conqueror at the beginning. Chapter 141 to 160. Chapter 141 Pumping Danzo, Nine Tails attacked. Among the leaves, there was a dead silence. It lasted for more than 10 seconds, and then the many ninjas and people who had come back to their senses were in an uproar. The knot is over. Is it over? Ah, it looks like it's over. I can't believe it. I can't imagine that the biggest crisis in our Konoha's history has passed like this. My God, it's terrifying, the destructive power of Doomsday. Who is that young man? What a powerful strength. Isn't he that right? Didn't you see that the traitors of the Uchiha clan awakened to the kaleidoscope? Susanoo were scared away. Before, Yui even smashed the nine-tailed beast bomb with one punch. It felt like a dream. What's more, that the nine tails that destroyed the world were directly beaten by an adult and beaten by a child. What a terrifying strength. Ha ha ha, we are saved, ha ha ha. Instant, there were many ninjas and people in Konoha who came back to their senses, and they all jumped up with excitement. The joy of the rest of his life after the catastrophe instantly filled every corner of Konoha, rising above Konoha, and it never subsided for a long time. Snorted. Sound of breaking the air came, and the next moment, a thunderbolt flashed in the air, and after it converged, Bai-Z, who was a thunderbolt, appeared in front of everyone. With this kind of method, everyone who looked at it was speechless, and the speed was so fast that there was no time to react. Cough cough cough. Minato Namikaze, whose vitality has come to an end, vomited a large pool of blood, and was helped by someone with a pale face to come to Bai-Z, and bowed respectfully to thank him. Minato, on behalf of everyone in Konoha, thank you for saving your life. Well, from now on, Your Excellency will be Konoha's most honorable benefactor. Sarutobi Hizen heard this, and his expression was equally excited. From now on, I will have people in Konoha Square and order craftsmen to build a statue of the benefactor, that. Cough, I don't know the name of the person. Speaking of which, Sarutobi Hizen coughed dryly, and asked a little embarrassedly, after all, they saved your entire Konoha, but they didn't even know the name of the benefactor. My name is Bai-Z. Looking a little embarrassed, the three-generation Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen with fluttering beards smiled, but this smile made Sarutobi Hizen a little flattered. Cough cough, Lord Bai-Z has the grace to recreate Konoha, and I will send it to you immediately. Wait. Before Sarutobi Hizen finished speaking, there was a middle-aged man with short hair and one eye, his head was bandaged and his face full of sullenness. The voice that interrupted Hizen Sarutobi came out, and immediately everyone turned to look at the middle-aged man who appeared on the street. Hizen Sarutobi immediately turned ashen when he saw the person coming. Danzo, what do you mean? What do I mean? What can I mean? Shimura Danzo saw the fourth-generation Megami Fung Minato, who was still unable to survive, and the third-generation Megubuki Hizen, who was old and frail. His ambition was soaring, and he finally stood up to suppress him. What is that place in Konoha Square? That is the place guarded by the statues of Hokage and Hokage II. You let an unknown person stand on the square, are you worthy of the two Hokage adults? Danzo, shut up. Cough cough. Hearing Danzo's remarks, Minato was so angry that he coughed a few times, his face blushed strangely, and he was about to spurt out blood, but this scene was full of excitement in Danzo's eyes. Presumptuous. Sarutobi Hizen was already furious, but now seeing Minato Nika's being so angry, he looked at Danzo like a volcanic eruption. Sir Shirasawa is my benefactor of Konoha, and his contribution to Konoha is enough to match the eyes of a generation. Comparing with the two Hokage lords of the second generation, how can you be so slandered? Apologize to Lord Bai-Z immediately. Finished speaking, Sarutobi Hizen with a face full of livid turned towards Bai-Z, who was apprehensive about the crime. Master Bai-Z, don't take offense, I will definitely discipline me when I go back. Oh, no, I never take flies to heart. Hizen Sarutobi with laughter. What did you say, kid? Don't think you can save Konoha. Crack. Finish speaking, Baizi slapped it out from the air, and the invisible giant palm transformed into the fruit of gravity, instantly shoved Danzang above the street, and there was a deep pit of more than 5 feet appearing on the ground. Wow! Immediately, when Danzang opened his mouth, a large pool of blood spurted out, his face was as pale as snow, and he was severely injured by a slap like a fly, and he didn't even have a chance to react. Strength is not on the same level at all. Next time, I don't mind swatting your fly to death. Baizi breathed a sigh of relief and glanced at Danzo, who had a pale face on the ground. He didn't have a good temper with this guy. Hearing Baizi's slap in the face, Danzo couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood, which floated out in the air, and then his eyes passed out. Not because of the injury, but because of being angry. As the leader of the Anbu, he has never encountered such treatment, being swatted away like a fly, and threatened by Kai Guago. He is not even a word. Dare to say, it's not okay to be embarrassed. Face was even more fiery and painful, and he could not wait to find a crack in the ground to get in. At this time, he looked like a jumping clown. Cough cough. Come here, take Danzo-sama to the hospital. Sarutobi Hizen saw his mind, and Danzo, who was extremely weak, was swept away by Baizi, and even fainted from anger. He was very comfortable, but there was no sign of happiness on his face. He waved his hand to call someone and they took Danzo to the hospital. Today, I'm afraid it will be the most humiliating day in Danzo's life. Meanwhile, on the other side, who deliberately escaped, activated the energy of the recovery potion in his body, felt the surging power, and grinned. Young Master Bai is too powerful, my strength has soared by an unknown amount, it's all that. Damn masked man, let me offending young Master Bai and getting so many beatings, if I catch him, I will definitely let him. Open black lens bracket wooden hell rebellion close black lens bracket. While the nine-tailed demon fox was muttering, several thorny trees were about to trap them in an instant. The crisis struck the 2 sharp claws of the nine-tailed demon fox subconsciously, and the tree of thorns, filled with violent energy, would suddenly appear. Strangulation. To smash. Open black lens bracket Amaterasu close black lens bracket. Kaleidoscope Sharingan fire escape is the highest ninjutsu. In the original book, only Uchiha Itachi awakened, and Obito also used it here. The next moment, the powerful and destructive black flame was directed towards the 9 tails who had just cut off the thorn tree. The demon fox burned. Open black lens bracket tailed beast bullet close black lens bracket. And just as Obito's voice fell, the 9-tailed demon fox who sensed the rich crisis actually spit out a few words, and then the instant Zhang Xu-tailed beast shot towards the black and attacked. Chapter 142_9 Tails vs Uchiha Obito. Deep in the jungle. The black flame touched the tailed beast shell of Jiangsu in an instant, and made a thunderous roar, but the black flame was like the poison of the Tarsus, and the line of fire followed the trajectory of the tailed beast shell. Tail, and quickly spread. The masked Obito raised a sneer at the corner of his mouth. Although he was a little surprised that the 9-tailed demon fox was speaking out loud, he didn't care about his Amaterasu's black flames. Although the Konoha was not destroyed, the death of the 4th Megami Fung Minato was half the expected result. Burned by the fire of his Amaterasu, Obito mocked and despised Isho. That is, their Uchiha clan can be said to be the highest ninjutsu. If it can be solved so easily, then it is not worthy of being called the highest ninjutsu. On the other side, the 9-tailed demon fox saw that its tail was scorched by the black and strange black flames, without any hesitation, and immediately slapped it with a claw. The next moment was burned into nothingness by the black flame. Open black lens bracket Susanoo close black lens bracket. A low voice, Obito's thought was replaced by the rich chakra immediately, and the full version of Susanoo was used by him again. In an instant, it turned into a mountain-like giant, and the 9-tailed demon fox opposite had red eyes and a smirk on the corner of his mouth. Under Obito's slightly stunned gaze, the figure of more than 1,000 feet immediately moved at an extremely fast speed. Shrinking, it turned into 100 feet in the blink of an eye. However, the face of Obito on the opposite side was extremely dignified, because he clearly felt that the danger level of the nine-tailed demon fox on the opposite side was rising sharply, and his breath was soaring, breaking through another peak. The most bizarre thing is that the tail of the nine-tailed demon fox that was cut off by it has been restored to its original state at this moment, as if it had never been cut off. How could it be possible that with Obito's current knowledge, he couldn't believe everything in front of him at all? Although the tailed beast has a strong self-healing ability, he has never seen a tailed beast whose self-healing speed is so fast. It's probably half-healed before and after. Less than a minute. Weird. So weird. Besides, what surprised Obito the most was the height of the nine-tailed demon fox, which was 10 times different from before, but the aura around him was something that even he was extremely afraid of. Thinking of the task of catching the nine tails back this time, his eyebrows knitted together. Open black lens bracket double sword / close black lens bracket. Obito, who was in a state of complete body Susanoo, immediately pulled out. The two giant swords with both wings were held in his hands, and they crossed their heads and slashed towards the strange nine-tailed demon fox on the opposite side. The two swords that cut through the void, the air was wiped out by streaks of sparks, as if two comets came in an instant. But it was the fierce-eyed nine-tailed demon fox on the opposite side, raising his front claws and holding them together, without any fancy movements, immediately slammed towards the oncoming double swords. Bang! With the dull sound, the next moment, an incomparable hurricane swayed from the field, and the nine-tailed demon fox and the hairy clothes on the surface of the body danced with the wind. With one person and one beast as the center, countless buildings, trees, rocks in a radius of 1,000 meters were blown away by the strong wind, and even were strangled. They became nothingness. After one hit, Obito, who was as complete as a hill, retreated more than 50 feet, while the nine-tailed demon fox on the other side only retreated 40 feet. Looking at the distance between the two sides retreating, Obito's face was gloomy again, and he took advantage of the attack, not occupying, but faintly suppressed. Obito, who disguised Madara Uchiha, was stunned. Impossible. How is this possible? Although the nine-tailed demon fox is very afraid of him, but just now the nine-tailed demon fox was severely injured, and he fled in embarrassment. Just started. He couldn't figure out was why the nine-tailed demon fox, who was seriously injured, is now stronger than when the yin and yang attributes were combined before, and the body of more than 1,000 feet could shrink tenfold. Combat power has soared by an unknown amount. Ow. Open black lens bracket large tail beast bullet close black lens bracket. In the eyes of Obito, who doubted his life, Ninetails uttered human words again, and the simplified Bazong-tailed beast bullet burst out of his mouth, more than twice as fast as before. The child kept beating. Bazong-tailed beast bullet arrived in an instant, and the speed was much faster than before. Bastard. Open black lens bracket wooden hell guardian close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Shinwei close black lens bracket. Obito unleashed two abilities in an instant. First, a steel-like tough thorn wall formed around it. Of course, this could not stop the attack of the tailed beast at all, it was just that he delayed Vivi for a while. And in this short period of time, Shinwei made a direct escape, and it was obvious that the nine tails here were no longer what he could deal with now. Although Obito made the most correct choice at the first time, it was still so small in time. Ah! The tailed beast bomb that exploded suddenly, a second ago. Obito's shrill screams pierced the air and swayed, and the slightest trace of blood was floating in the air, and the moment it appeared, it was vaporized and strangled. It became nothingness. Finally, the tailed beast bomb exploded, and instantly spread to a radius of thousands of feet. The ground immediately dented. In an instant, at the center of the explosion of the tailed beast bomb, a bowl-shaped pit of thousands of feet appeared on the field. At this moment, the nine-tailed demon fox, who had transformed into 100 Zhong, was less than 100 Zhong away from the center. What a terrifying strength! The attack power is 10 times that of the previous one. Tailed demon fox, muttering to himself, looked down at his claws. His intelligence has soared a lot, his body has shrunk 10 times, and his combat power has soared 10 times. Then if you think of this. Nine-tailed demon fox eyes, the light flickered, and then controlled the body to shrink by 100 feet again. 90 feet, 80 feet, 70 feet. In the blink of an eye, the nine-tailed demon fox reached the size of 10 feet, and Yanran's strength was 10 feet stronger than when it was 100 feet. It's 100 times as long as 1,000 feet. Master, this is such a terrible potion, it's unimaginable. The nine-tailed demon fox who gulped his saliva, his pupils shrunk a little. Of course it was very clear that all these were bestowed by Bai Xiao. It can be said that if there was no young Master Bai, it would not be what it is today. If young Master Bai did not have a primary election today, its fate would either be sealed by Konoha, or it would be captured by the human who controlled it. Although Bai Xiao beat it, but it saved its life, even if it was only half. After a while again, the nine-tailed demon fox transformed into a Zhong-sized fox, holding the claws of endless surging power, not spitting out unpleasant, immediately clenched the claws into fists, and slammed towards the opposite side below. The next instant, a dull roar rang out, and with the nine tails of the size of Zhong Xu as the center, the depression that was originally around Zhong Xu Zhong once again spread to the surrounding area, extending out more than 500 Zhong. Of one punch is so terrifying. Chapter 143 Ninja Village Trends, Take Kakashi. The change of the leaves, the ninja villages of various countries quickly got the news. The Land of Thunder, Cloud Ninja Village. Lord Raikage, Konoha encountered a traitor from the Uchiha clan, suspected to be attacked by Madara Uchiha, kidnapped the current Naruto's wife Kushina, unblocked the Nine Tails, and the current Naruto wave Fung Minato fought against it, and used the ghoul to seal it off. There is not much time now, but the detective sent at the critical moment, wearing masks similar to those of the Hokage Anbu, reported the current situation of Konoha to the fourth generation of Megumi Raikage I, Yunnan Village, the current country of thunder. Listening to the detective's report, the grumpy and impulsive fourth generation Megaman Raikage I slammed into his heart. This is true. The 4 generations of Konoha Hokage Namikaze Minato was wounded by a traitor suspected of Uchiha Madara, and time is running out. As a power that focuses on military expansion, Raikage I's first reaction was to attack Konoha to expand their territory at one time. Lord Raikage, this is absolutely true, and our people saw that. The mysterious man who drove away the Nine Tails left Konoha. Listening to the report from his subordinates, Raikage's expression he became excited, the violent factor in his body rushed out, and his eyes flickered. Looking towards the direction of Konoha, his eyes flickered, facing the confidant next to him. Pass my order and inform Toying, Fungying, Miyage, attacking Konoha this time is an unmissable opportunity. Yes, Raikage-sama. Land country. Surrounded by natural dangers, villages with fortifications all over the place, and numerous rocky mountains form the location of a top-secret natural fortress. Yenian Village, Toying Office. In the dimly lit office, a silhouette of a brush flashed into the office. Lord Toying, Konoha was attacked by the nine-tailed demon fox. The fourth generation of Megumi Fung Minato was seriously injured, and Konoha was disturbed, and the mysterious man took out the nine-tailed and left Konoha, and now he is nowhere to be seen. Hearing the report from his subordinates, Tsuchikage Onogi frowned slightly, then waved his hand. Okay, I got it. After that, let the subordinates leave. After a little. Lord Toying, this is a good opportunity to attack Konoha, and you must not miss it. The confidant next to Oyemu's eyes lit up and said remindingly. I know. That his confidants can think of. How can Onogi, who is the third generation of Tsuchikage, not think of it, but he is waiting for an opportunity, a dynamic of other ninja villages. The trend. Only in this way can you get the most reward at the least cost. Onogi, who is known for his prudence, sees this very well. This is the case with Raikage and Tuikage, and there are very similar conversations between Mizukage and Kazekage in the other 2 major ninja villages. For a time, the 5 major ninja villages except Konoha were all weighing the pros and cons, waiting for a suitable opportunity, an opportunity to destroy Konoha and annex him at the least cost. That night, in the ninja villages, it was not long after the news that Konoha had been attacked by the Nine Tails and the fourth Hokage was dying. Among the five shadows, Tsuchikage and Kazekage got an opportunity for an alliance. And this opportunity is the news from Reikage. Among the five shadows, Reikage disappeared. Ask the villages to conspire together to eradicate the Konoha that has been on their heads for decades. The three people with their own thoughts did not have too many reasons, and they agreed happily, as expected. The news from Reikage was the opportunity they were waiting for, an opportunity that seemed to them to be beneficial and harmless. Who has just experienced the Nine Tails riot, and the fourth generation may fall at any time, a big fight against Konoha. The war came quietly and agreed, and Konoha didn't know anything about it. Konoha, more than 10 kilometers away. Disciple Kakashi, meet Master. Hatake Kakashi, the sixth Hokage of Konoha's original novel, knelt on his knees at the moment, with a solemn and excited expression on his face. He bowed to a young man about his age. Get up. Baizi looked at the excited Kakashi in front of him with satisfaction. From today onwards, you will be my third apprentice. Third. Master means, I still have two brothers. After seeing how powerful Baizi was, Kakashi was extremely curious, but he didn't expect that his master, who was about the same age as him, actually had two apprentices before him. Not bad. Looking into the distance, Zoro and Sanji, whose strengths are increasing day by day, come to mind, showing a radian, but they are not in this world. I will take you to see them in a few days. Quote exclamation mark quote. Not in this world, to see them, two words, like the thunder of the sky, fell in Kakashi's mind in an instant, filled with his fragile ability to bear. Master, you are not from this world. Kakashi's eyes widened, staring at the benefactor who saved the whole Konoha in front of him, and then he thought of the scene when Baizi appeared, when the empty wormhole from outside the world cut through the void and came to their world, and the news crashed into his mind like a cannonball. The brain is blank, yet I understand many things. Before I saw that, the masked man who knew Susanoo, since you are your master, you can practice writing round eyes with me these days. A little while. This place, there was a bang, 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 bang. Rachel. After Shirazawa took Kakashi's recovery potion, the advanced ninjutsu invented by him never came back, and it's not just gate of opening. Speed sword, Kakashi's left eye opened, the writing wheel's eyes locked on Baizi, and he attacked directly without leaving his hand in the past, and attacked with all his strength. Because he knew very well that even if his attack was 10 times stronger, it would be impossible to hurt him. With Kakashi's various methods and various trump cards frequently appearing in the field, rumbling is another fierce battle. Of course, the result does not need to be thought about. Under the mode of Baizi's apprenticeship, Kakashi, who has not been promoted to shinobi for a long time, is promoted. It was directly subjected to inhumane devil special training. Open black lens bracket double thunderbolt close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket thunder tiger kill close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket purple electric close black lens bracket. Battle entered the fiery heat. Kakashi's eyes were all red, and he used all kinds of tricks desperately, and powerful attacks came out frequently. Kakashi here looked like a miniature version of the nine-tailed demon fox. That is, in such a battle, Kakashi lasted for an unknown time. A quarter of an hour. An hour. 3 hours. Time passed quickly, and a day passed in the blink of an eye. Each country's ninja villages sent their elite children, led by the 4 major ninja villages such as Reikage, and there were dozens or even hundreds of small ninja villages under them, waiting to drink soup after defeating Konoha. As for eating meat, they understood the 4-bit shadow won't give them a cent. 2 days later. Finally, a team of more than tens of thousands of elite ninjas led by Reikage 4 people came down to Konoha around the city and surrounded the entire Konoha. A Konoha battle against the entire ninja world is here. The curtain was drawn. Chapter 144 Uchiha Shisui's right eye. Today, in the early morning, from all villages swarmed like locusts, besieging Konoha, not even a fly could fly out of their eyes. It can be said that Konoha has been in the limelight in recent years. The first-generation Mezunju Hasuma, the second-generation Mezunju Tobarama, and the strong Uchiha clan have emerged one after another, and now there are 3 generations of Sarutobi Hyazan and the rising star, the enchanting genius, Namikaze Minato. If things go on like this, their major ninja villages will definitely be suppressed without a chance to turn around. Konoha, Hokage Office. At this moment, the atmosphere is extremely solemn. After the war the day before yesterday, the 4th generation of Megami Fung Minato passed away, and Kushina also closed her beautiful eyes forever the next day. Today, they originally planned to hold a memorial ceremony, but they received news of changes in the villages. In the room, Sarutobi Asma, Yuhi Kane, Kato Mute, Hinata Hazu and Yumi Shia all had very bad expressions on their faces. The one sitting on the seat of Hokage here is the one who just served as Hokage, the original 3rd generation Hokage Sarutobi Hyazan. Yesterday because of Hokage's post, Danzo left the seat with resentment. Destroy the Uchiha clan's plan to get Sharingan. Bang. Sound. The depressing atmosphere, the sound of the door knocking swayed in the office, which was extremely harsh in the silent field. Lord Hokage, it's not bad. Something big has happened. Raikage, Tsuchikage, Tsukage and Kazekage brought hundreds of small ninja villages and surrounded me Konoha without warning. What? After listening to the detective's report, Hyazan Sarutobi, who had a gloomy face, stood up from his seat with a sigh, his face full of solemnity. Sure enough. What he feared the most had happened. Compared with the threat of the 9-tailed demon fox, the major ninja villages are undoubtedly a greater threat to their Konoha at the moment. Over the years, in order to maintain the peace and stability of the ninja world, their Konoha has established a lot of opponents. More or less, it also violated the interests of the other 4 major ninja villages. Everyone obeys the order, and must not let any person enters Konoha, unauthorized entry. Kill without mercy. The 3rd generation of Sarutobi Hyazan is really panicked. This crisis can be said to be worse than the attack of the 9 tails the day before. Yes. Many elite Junin faces are heavy, all of them have obtained their own tasks and went to execute them, and a Konoha blocking battle was staged rapidly. On the other side, Konoha Anbu Danzo office. He was planning to destroy the Uchiha clan. When he heard the report of Shinjuku's subordinates, his eyes lit up. Oh, it's true. 4 big ninja villages besieged Konoha, which is definitely a rare opportunity. It is better to take the opportunity to send someone to kill Sarutobi Hyazan's henchmen and the Uchiha clan, and kill each ninja at the same time to gain prestige. As for the Konoha ninja and the people, he didn't think about it at all. In its view, as long as he becomes Konoha's Hokage, even if everyone dies, he can create Konoha again. Years of resentment have already made Danzo's mentality distorted. After the confidant left, Danzo looked in the direction of Hokage's office and muttered to himself, Hyazan Sarutobi, my old rival, you are dead today. Jia, the Hokage seat is mine, Konoha is also mine, everything is mine. The 4 great ninjas. Village, you helped me a lot this time. Just when Tuan was hiding his Hokage dream, a thunderbolt flashed by himself, and along with a voice, a figure emerged. It seems that your dream is about to die. The ethereal voice made Tuanzang's scalp go numb, but when his eyes fell on the place where Lei Meng converged, he was shocked. You are you. Lightning flashes. This person is none other than Thunder and came to Bai Zi. As for the purpose, of course, not to kill the fly, he came to borrow something from Danzang for his apprentice Kakashi. Shocked, Danzo looked at Bai Zi in front of him, and a ruthless light flashed in his eyes. With Uchiha Shisui's right eye, he was able to use the strongest ninjutsu, Baidanjin, to control human beings. Controlling this terrifying existence, then Hokage is not something that can be captured by hand. If so, open black lens bracket Mudden Storm Spear Tree close black lens bracket. Without the slightest sign, Danzang, Danzo's right arm instantly created a giant tree and smashed it towards Bai Zi, who was on the opposite side. Thousands of accumulated chakras attacked Bai Zi with a strange arc like a bullet. Gravity barrier. In the face of Danzo's repeated attacks, Bai Zi bent a radian. This Danzo's ambition is really not ordinary, as he knows Danzo very well. How could he not know this guy at the moment? Mind. Bitianshin, that is the ability of Uchiha Shisui's writing wheel eye development. Uchiha Shisui is a rare genius of the Uchiha family, and he is also half of Uchiha Itachi's teacher. The gods are quite famous. After some gravitational barrier, Danzo's Wood Dun Storm Spear Tree and Wind Dun Vacuum Jade were directly blocked by Jiangshu, and could no longer go any further. And in this room, the sinister Danzang opened his right eye, and the water-stopping Bitianshin was used by Danzang, and an invisible illusion shrouded Bai Zi. Open black lens bracket hockey thrust close black lens bracket. The dark red Conqueror hockey turned into a conical steel needle and stabbed Danzo in the forehead instantly. The next moment, he wanted to use the Danzo of Bitianshin, but he immediately covered his head with his hands, and his soul and will was severely injured in prehistoric times, and he screamed on the spot. However, hesitant to use Bitianshin in general, but met with backlash, and Danzo was even worse. You asked me to borrow something. Danzo, who took a long time to calm down, his eyes were full of sullenness and ruthlessness, and the most inappropriate was full of powerlessness. In the face of absolute strength, all conspiracies will be useless, which is vividly reflected here. Compromise. No way, at this moment Danzo can't do anything but compromise. He can't think of another way to solve it. Although he is a power-controlled lunatic, it doesn't mean that he is a fool. It's simple. I want Uchiha Shisui's right eye. The plain voice was heard by Danzo's ears, but it was like a thunderous explosion. His mind suffered an unparalleled heavy blow, and the expression of horror was on his face. I don't know what you're talking about. Was a rare panic on Danzo's face, which can be said to be his biggest secret. If the matter of Uchiha Shisui's right eye were known to outsiders, he would definitely die without a place to be buried. It's just how this guy in front of him knows. I'm afraid, at this moment, Danzo, who is very deep in the city, is completely afraid. Chapter 145 Sad reminder of Danzo, Kaleidoscope Writing Wheel Eye. Uchiha Shisui's right eye. When Bai Zi said this, Danzo's eyes were filled with fear. No one in this world knows about this except him, because other than him, all the secret guards who performed this mission are all killed by him. Doing things without leaving any mistakes, this is the style of his Danzo, not to mention the genius monster Uchiha Shisui of the Uchiha family. However, since everyone is dead, how does this person know? Damn it, who is this guy and why does he know so much? No, the more important it is, the strength of this person is terrifying. No, Danzo, who was shocked, quickly realized an extremely important thing, that is, he said that he wanted Uchiha Shisui right eye. Doesn't it mean that this guy wants his own right eye now? Asshole. Thinking of this, Danzo's eyes are completely gloomy to the peak. If this person took away Uchiha Shisui's right eye, which he had worked so hard to obtain, it would be more uncomfortable than killing him. This would be tantamount to blinding his right eye and greatly reducing his combat power. This is absolutely devastating to his ambitions. Don't think that no one will know if you do it without leakage. He was stunned, and he said, in order to capture the Uchiha Shisui Kaleidoscope Shaker, you can be said to have good intentions, and you did not hesitate to use the Uchiha family's forbidden technique, Izanagi, to sneak up on Shisui and take his right eyes, and then more root, poison kills water, and eventually died of physical exhaustion. Of course, Bai Zi didn't say that the other Shisui's writing wheel that Danzo wanted to get was already on Uchiha Itachi. But that alone made Danzo so frightened that he was sweating all over his body, his eyes shrank suddenly and flickered constantly. Fear, deep-rooted fear. Yes. That, thinks that his handling is impeccable, but it is precisely because of this that he is stunned. This person named Bai Zi is like witnessing himself attacking and killing the Uchiha clan Shisui. How do you How come? Danzo's eyes were full of horror at the moment, staring at Bai Zi with a ghostly appearance. All of this was too sudden, and he was completely unprepared. How do you know that? At this moment, Bai Zi showed a very innocent look to Danzang. You will never know the answer to this question, now give me your right eye. Kai gravity turned into a claw under the control of Bai Zi, and in an instant, the air pulled Danzo's right eye, which was also Uchiha Shisui's right eye, abruptly plucked off. Under the severe pain, Tuanzang bared his teeth and let out a scream, and just as Danzang's voice came up, a flash of thunder flashed beside him, and Bai Zi disappeared in place, as if it had never happened. As for why he didn't come in from the beginning to the end, it was because, as early as the first time Bai Zi came, he used the gravitational barrier to form a vacuum with the outside world, and all the sounds, breaths, etc. were completely isolated from the conscience. Otherwise, with the sensation just now, the entire Konoha is expected to explode. The shrill screams came, and immediately many members of the Anbu rushed in, and all they saw was their boss, Danzo-sama's right eye gurgling blood. In addition to the dilapidated battlefield around them, it is difficult for them to imagine what they have just experienced. Crazy, but it shouldn't be, there's no sound at all, and I even cut out my eyes. The same thing, it's not that it hasn't happened before, it's just that it's not as terrifying as it is now. After a little, Danzo's angry voice swept out of the arena and scolded everyone out. Of course he wouldn't say that he was attacked, otherwise he might cause a lot of trouble, and his face would be wiped out. More importantly, if the incident of Uchiha Shisui blows up, he will have nowhere to hide. As Uchiha Shisui's former boss, he will be the first to be involved. Meanwhile, on the other side, it was also news that I heard that Konoha's fourth-generation Hokage Naruto Minato, that is, his former teacher and Mrs. Hokage Kushina had passed away one after another. Not only that, but the major ninja villages were all dispatched. Reikage, Mizukage, Tukage, Fungying all were present, and among them, the elites of their respective subordinates, Shengnin, Shengrin, and Chunin, were tens of thousands, and the lower ones were as high as 5, 6, and 10,000. Kakashi's heart jumped immediately. The 4 major ninja villages joined forces with hundreds of small ninja villages to attack Konoha. This can be said to be unprecedented and something that has never happened before. The Leaf Crisis. This is Kakashi's first reaction to be in a critical situation again. Although Konoha has lost his relatives and cares, after all, it is his hometown and the place where all his good memories are. Hearing that Konoha was facing a major crisis, Kakashi couldn't help but feel worried. Just when Kakashi was worried, a flash of lightning flashed not far from God, and in the next instant, Bai Zi's figure appeared in the jungle clearing and caught Kakashi's vision. Master, you are. Kakashi didn't see Bai Zi when he woke up early in the morning, guessing that the master should be doing business. The fresh scarlet eyeball in his hand explained everything. This eyeball is specially prepared for you. Looking at the worried Kakashi between his eyes, the scarlet eyeball in his hand turned into an arc, and it fell into Kakashi's hand accurately. Looking down, Kakashi's brain was about to explode. This is Kaleidoscope Writing Wheel Eye. Yes, it is indeed a fully awakened Kaleidoscope Writing Wheel Eye, which is why Kakashi is surprised. Did the master kill Uchiha Itachi? Looking at the Kaleidoscope Writing Wheel Eye in his hand, Kakashi's mind how. You must know that the current Uchiha family, since the Uchiha Shisui mission failed, only Uchiha Itachi has awakened this complete Kaleidoscope Writing Wheel Eye. That's right, your dirt-covered Writing Wheel Eye, plus this Uchiha Shisui's Writing Wheel Eye, are enough to make you go farther on the road of Writing Wheel Eye. Bai Zi didn't hide the identity of the owner of this writing wheel. Because of this, Kakashi's heart skipped a beat after hearing this. Who is Uchiha Shisui? How could it be possible? Uchiha Shisui, it's not that he failed to perform the mission and destroyed his eyes, how could he still have his Kaleidoscope Writing Wheel Eye? This case, Kakashi couldn't accept it for a while. Could it be true that Mr. Sarutobi Hizen's guess is true? To read the underlined version of the novel, please download Fei Lu's novel. Chapter 146 War is about to start. Kakashi's heart skipped a beat when he heard that. What I can't help but think about is the speculation of the 3 generations of Hokage Sarutobi and the 4th Hokage that day, because the killing of Uchiha Shisui is too strange, and there are many loopholes in it. Ruining both eyes, there are still many things that don't make sense. Was vaguely felt that he was covering up something, and now seeing Master Baizi holding Uchiha Shisui's eyes, it confirmed the speculation of the 3rd and 4th generations with great certainty. The death of Uchiha Shisui, the genius of the Uchiha family, was not so simple. Stunned for a long time, Kakashi seemed to have thought of something. His face was pale, and he said anxiously, "Master, since you can suppress the 9 tails and drive away Madara Uchiha, then you will definitely be able to defeat the siege of the major ninja villages. I want to invite you." Although Kakashi didn't finish speaking, Baizi already knew what he meant. Is nothing more than letting oneself take action to save Konoha again, blocking this wave of siege that is no less than the raging siege of the 9 tails, and if this battle starts, it is tantamount to opening the 4th ninja war in the original book ahead of time. And all this was created by Baizi. It's not impossible for me to shoot. Baizi glanced in the direction of Konoha, and looked at Kakashi beside him with a profound arc. Really? Sure enough, Kakashi's heart throbbed in his throat when he heard the master's words. The more the master's strength came into contact with Kakashi, the more horrified and unfathomable it became. Only these 4 words can describe his strength very well. It can be said that his young master, who is similar to him, is the strongest person he has ever seen, no one. This includes their 4th generation Naruto wave Fung Minato, as well as other shadows of the big ninja village, as well as the 9-tailed demon fox, Uchiha Madara, etc. He felt that the master's strength was stronger than their 2nd generation Hokage Senju Tobirama and the 1st generation Hokage Senju Hashima. It is precisely because of this, the reason why I was so excited when I heard Baizi said that he could make a move. If Master made a move, Konoha's crisis would definitely be solved. Just kidding, although the 5 shadows are very strong, they are far from being able to hang and beat the 9-tailed demon fox, let alone make Madara Uchiha run away in fright. But I have a condition. Looking at the excited Kakashi, Baizi laughed out loud. Condition? Not bad. Looking deeply at Kakashi, who felt bad, the premise of asking me to rescue Konoha is that you must perfectly integrate Uchiha Obito's kaleidoscope writing wheel eye before that. Quote exclamation mark quote. What, so possible? Kakashi's eyes widened, his eyes filled with an impossible look. Perfect fusion. You must know that before, it took him half a year to integrate the writing wheel with soil. It was also under the guidance of this cheap master that he perfectly integrated the writing wheel with soil. After all, it is not his own eyes, and he is also it is not possible for people from the Uchiha family to integrate so easily. Even if he's talented, it's still the same. Nothing is impossible. Why, you don't want to? If that's the case, then forget it. Yes, I do. Baizi could finish speaking. Kaka preemptively agreed, for fear that Baizi would regret it. Although it was completely impossible for him to perfectly integrate in such a short period of time, he would never save Konoha if he did not fight. There may be hope for a fight. Come on for Konoha, Kakashi. With the rush, Kakashi is full of energy, and without hesitation, he stuffed Uchiha Obito's eyeball into his right eye, and blood was flowing from the eye socket, but in the restoration potion. Completely repaired soon. Immediately afterwards, Kakashi used his previous experience of fusion with Obito, and the mixin that Baizi gave him about Sharingan, and started his fusion career. If this scene is known by the Anbu leader Danzo, I don't know if he will be so angry that he vomits blood. Damn, I killed an unknown number of people to get Uchiha Shisui's right eye, and now, Baizi actually used it for his apprentice Kakashi. After Uchiha Shisui's eyeball merged into Kakashi's right eye, he didn't even realize that Uchiha Shisui's eyeball fell in love with Kakashi's right eye immediately. Not because of anything else, but because of the endless vitality and energy nourished by its right eye, it will soon recover to its peak. What Kakashi didn't know was that Baizi's gift of recovery potion gave him the most perfect fusion conditions. Faster, faster, faster. I glanced at Kakashi's fusion of Uchiha Shishui's kaleidoscope writing wheel eye, leaning on the reclining chair and basking in the sun, and didn't care about the life and death of everyone in Konoha. To put it bluntly, Konoha, so many people in the entire Hokage world have died, so what does it have to do with him? After all, he is not from this world. As for the so-called intersection, there is absolutely no such thing as a cheap apprentice. As time passed, finally Reikage and the others couldn't wait any longer. It will change after a while, and Konoha must be destroyed before the mysterious powerhouse arrives. That's right, that's the only way to get the upper hand. Although that person saved Konoha once, they didn't meet up with each other. I agree, let's do it right away, so as not to dream too much at night. Then, do it. Reikage, Kazekage, Sokage, and Tsukage all stared at the Konoha in front of them with bad eyes. In their eyes, the Konoha at the moment had turned into a piece of delicious fat. Whoosh! The sound of breaking the sky rang out, and the 3 generations of Naruto Sarutobi Risen came to Konoha with a livid face, and looked at the overwhelming ninja army, and the sound of breaking the sky rang out. Presumptuous! You ungrateful bunch! Hizen looked at the army of tens of thousands of ninjas, his brows were filled with incomparable heartache, and he said, "You are besieging me Konoha today, don't you have a trace of shame in your heart?" Looking back at the time, Konoha's first Hokage Senju Hashirama, was the one who defeated Uchiha Madara and established Konoha in the Valley of the End. Since then, the war-torn Sengoku era has ended, and you have gained a long-term decades of peace. Now, look at what you are doing today. Konoha has always been responsible for maintaining the balance of the ninja villages, but what about you? Are you repaying us in the way you are today? The most important thing for expansion is Reikage. Hearing Sarutobi Hizen's words, he immediately stepped forward. Sarutobi Hizen, don't say that the name is useless. The ninja world was originally the strong prey to the weak. Today, your Konoha has been reduced to this point, and it is all your own fruit. We are following the will of the ninja world, crusade against her, etc. That's right, the many ninjas in Cheyenne village, come with me to eradicate Konoha. The strong men of Iwahidon village, let's go together. Kill. The shadow of the 4 major ninja villages took the lead, and after that, many Jonin, Chunin, and even lower ninjas, who could not care about Sarutobi Hizen's preaching, all rushed towards Konoha, screaming and screaming. A Konoha crisis opened again here. Chapter 147_intense melee, Tsunade dying. Before Konoha, the melee will start. Tens of thousands of ninjas from the ninja world rushed towards the beautiful prey Konoha, and the situation of Konoha was at stake. The days of paying homage to the 4 generations of Hokage and his wife turned out to be the days of Konoha's critical battle. In that case, don't blame the old man for being rude. Open black lens bracket Tuden Tuliu da close black lens bracket. The 3 generations of Naruto Sarutobi roared violently in his mouth, and immediately manipulated the endless mud in front of Konoha to wash away the ninjas from the villages that were about to rush ahead. However, this is only for those Chunin and ordinary strength, and it cannot have a substantial impact on the elites of the village shadow level masters. Open black lens bracket Tuden earth flowing wall close black lens bracket. The face of the numerous attacking ninjas from various villages, even if Sarutobi Hizen used the earth escape wall, he immediately evoked a solid earth wall before Konoha, resisting the ninjutsu of many ninjas. But it's in this room. Open black lens bracket lightning abuse level close black lens bracket. With a loud shout, the 4th eye Reikage concentrated lay done in his hand, and a hand knife slashed down towards the Tuliu wall in front of him. A thunder knife fell, and the earth wall that covered the sky was immediately cut in half by the thunder, and the endless clods fell in the air, like a rain of clods falling from the sky. HMPH, Sarutobi Hizen, you are already old, you Konoha will surely die today. Reikage of the 4th generation snorted coldly, and immediately hit thunder abuse level again, and slashed towards Sarutobi Hizen. Destroy my Konoha, Lei Ying Lao is so loud. Open black lens bracket magic power close black lens bracket. Booming with precise chakra control, in an instant, a punch suddenly slammed towards Raikage's thunder slash, and even the air was smashed, and the rushing Raikage was forced to stop by him. Instant, with the two at the center, the unparalleled strong wind raged, and the clothes of the two were blown. This is Tsunade-sama of our Konoha Sannin. When many ninjas in Konoha saw their Tsunade princess, they were all full of excitement. At the critical moment, their Tsunade princess finally arrived. Hee, who am I? It turns out to be Konoha's little Tsunade. Seeing Tsunade who blocked his own blow, Raikage was taken aback for a moment, and then played with the taste. Although your strength is good, you are not my opponent at this time. Tsunade's appearance, Lei Ying was stunned for a moment, then regained her confidence again. Really? Tsunade's beautiful eyes flickered, and then he paused, the art of 100 heroes. As soon as this statement came out, from the mark on Tsunade's forehead, the injury caused by the attack with Raikage just now was also restored by metal, and the yin seal was completely released. Layer up. Who was facing him, looked solemn, obviously this move was beyond his expectations. As for Sarutobi Hizen, he looked at Tsunade standing in front of Konoha with incomparable emotion. The yin seal under the 100 heroes technique. 2 levels of ninjutsu are used at the same time. I haven't seen Tsunade for so many years. Is Tsunade so strong? Looking at Raikage across from him, Tsunade snorted coldly, and slapped the ground with a palm to perform a psychic technique. Open black lens bracket spiritual technique big slug close black lens bracket. Space surged, and in the next instant, under Tsunade, a slug-summoned beast with a size of 1,000 jong appeared. Seeing this, Rai Ying's face darkened again. Reason why so many of them are together is to deal with Konoha's many shadow-level powerhouses, Konoha Sannin besides Hokage. The strongest trio 3. Sure enough, he didn't wait for his further reaction. Open black lens bracket spiritual art of 10,000 snakes close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket the psychic art of Meowmu mountain toad close black lens bracket. Following the two voices, in the next instant, beside the Tsunade Chenjong slug, there was 1,000 jong snake and 1,000 jong toad. 3 giants no weaker than the 9-tailed body stood in front of Konoha, and on the opposite side was an elite army of tens of thousands of ninjas. Konoha Sannin is here. The worst situation that Raikage expected has occurred. Although these 3 are not their opponents, it can still be done by holding them back for a while. Everyone, destroy Konoha. Kill. The shadows of all the villages gave orders in unison, and immediately numerous upper, middle and lower ninjas rushed towards Konoha in unison. Kazekage and Mizukage confronted Tsunade Konoha Sannin respectively, while Raikage's eyes flashed fiercely, and he slashed towards Konoha's current Hokage Sarutobi. Many ninjas in Konoha and village ninjas also fought together, and the field was in chaos for a while. Raikage, you are courting death. Sarutobi Hizen watched the army of tens of thousands of ninjas fight against Konoha. His eyes were red, and his anger was soaring into the sky. Open black lens bracket spiritual art of ape demon close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket fire flaming bomb close black lens bracket. Under the anger, Hiruzen Sarutobi no longer kept his hands. Although he was old, his strength was undeniable, otherwise he would not have been selected as the 3rd Hokage. Open black lens bracket rainbow level Chio dance close black lens bracket. Raikage used his family sword technique, swooped in the air, and attacked Konoha's current 3rd generation Hokage Sarutobi who had done everything he could. You must know that this trick is one of his tricks. When he was young, I used this trick to cut off the left corner of the 8 tails with one hand. In the original book, I used this trick to split Uchiha Madarasu Sano. Almost initial state. The two slaughtered in all directions, the surrounding earth and wood were cracked inch by inch, the wind was raging, the clothes were hunting, and every move implied a strong murderous intent. Raikage and Sarutobi Hizen are like this. so are the others Tsunade, Orochimaru, Jiraiya 3 and everyone else. Terrible. Extremely tragic. Only these two words can describe what happened in Konoha at the moment seen. A quarter of an hour, 2/4 of an hour, the war lasted for an hour, and finally Konoha's decline emerged. Tsunade, Orochimaru, and Jiraiya had just become Konoha Sannin for a while. Although they fought hard, they still remained not the opponent of the three shadow-level masters. The fourth generation of Mifunging Luo Shaiji, magnetic escaped gold spear, made Sannin a little red. Chinsho Tsunade was severely injured, the 100 Heroes technique was forcibly lifted, and a mouthful of bright red blood was sprayed out. Although Orochimaru and Jiraiya struggled to support, they could see that they would follow Tsunade's footsteps soon. The granddaughter of Senju Hashima, if Tsunade is like this, then she will die. Luo Sha's eyes gleamed fiercely, magnetic escape gold realm method. As soon as the fourth generation of Keisuke Luasha said this, the sharp sand gold on the ground in front of Konoha, like bamboo shoots, instantly turned into sand, and attacked and killed Princess Tsunade, the granddaughter of Senju Hashirama, one of the three ninjas. If this blow hits, it will definitely be dead. Many ninjas in Konoha were all horrified. Even if Hizen Sarutobi was not careful, he was smashed to the ground by Raikage with one punch. At this moment, the sharp gold dust was already only a few feet away from Tsunade. Chapter 148 _ Even the disciples of the deity dare to kill. Before Konoha, in the big battlefield, Sarutobi Hizen, Jiraiya and others were suppressed by their respective opponents, completely unable to clone, and could only watch Tsunade encounter the poisonous hand of the fourth generation of Mechas. As Keisuke who came to besiege Konoha with super attack power, his speed can reach through the void in the blink of an eye. Sharp like bamboo shoots, the sand-on was about to penetrate Tsunade's body. No. Princess Tsunade. The complexion of Sarutobi Hizen and the others changed drastically. Tsunade was the only bloodline of their generation, Senju Hashirama, and the meaning to them Konoha was extremely important. However, no matter what happened to Sarutobi Hizen, Keisuke Ross's attack still pierced through the seriously injured Tsunade at an extremely fast speed. Calcium carbide sparks, thunderous. Tsunade had already seen the sharp sand light attacking at the speed of light. At this moment, her face was pale, her mouth was bleeding, and her heart was full of despair. She knew very well that no one could save her at this moment. Unless a miracle occurs. Senju Tsunade, die. Funging Luasha, in the original book, Gaara's father's eyes were full of ruthless gleams, and the speed of the offensive in his hand was even more than 1%. The next moment, with the violent roar, the place where Thousand Hands Tsunade was splashed with earth and rocks, and the wind was raging. It was completely impossible to see the ending, but what was absolutely certain was that Konoha's Tsunade princess, the first generation of Aiz the granddaughter of Senju is dead. Unlike the others, Luo Sha's brows were furrowed, and he couldn't be more clear about the effect of his own blow. The roaring sound was not like the sound of piercing the human body at all, but more like the sound of wind shadow Luo Sha. As soon as the thought fell, a hill-like energy void appeared in the field not far away, and he was too familiar with this void. Not only him, but Lei Ying and others are also familiar, especially Konoha's people, all of them stared wide-eyed. Susanoo, not bad. Appearing in the field at this moment, to be precise, what appears in front of Chinsho Tsunade is nothing else. It is the unique Susanoo of the Uchiha clan, although it is only in the initial state, but the current Keisuke Luasha's magnetic Dungeness gold boundary law is enough. Susanoo, could it be Itachi? Many of Konoha's ninjas looked towards the arena in unison, and at this time the whole Konoha was able to use Susanoo. I'm afraid only the genius Itachi. After all, the kaleidoscope writing wheel eye of the Uchiha family is not. Anyone can wake up. Itachi came back from the mission. Tsunade's beautiful eyes flickered, and his eyes swept to the young man standing in front of him, and it didn't matter when he saw it, he immediately said, Kakashi. The unbelievable sound that pierced the air rang out, and everyone's eyes converged on the past. I saw that Susanoo, whose arms and ribs were transformed into hills, was protected by none other than Kakashi Hatake, a rising star of Konoha who possessed his own ninjutsu Raiden. Like Itachi Uchiha, Kakashi Hatake is one of the rare talents besides him. Susanoo of the Uchiha clan. The 3 generations of Sarutobi Hizen also had a look of surprise on his face. Not only him, but also the other ninjas in Konoha knew that Kakashi had obtained a writing wheel eye from the Uchiha clan Obito. Thinking of that, Uchiha Obito's writing wheel eye actually allowed him to develop to such a state. What a Konoha! I really didn't expect that a kid who got a writing wheel could make a Susanoo that is unique to the Uchiha clan. It's not a waste of time for such a genius to fall today. Fanfiction Luasha sees the opposite. Who was wrapped by Susanoo, straightened his mind, and stopped talking nonsense and directly hit a move, magnetic escape gold cube. The low voice fell, and immediately before Luasha and Kakashi, a cube like a hill that covered the sky appeared. The next moment, the cube brought unparalleled coercion towards Susanoo, who was maintained by Kakashi. It was as if he was hit in the head. This move can be said to be his famous trick, and the lethality is extremely powerful. Looking at the cube coming from the opposite side, Kakashi's expression was solemn, because he felt the extreme danger in it. Not good. Kakashi, out of the way, now you are not his opponent. Broken. As soon as Tsunade's voice fell, the cube was already above Susanoo, which was maintained by Kakashi, and immediately smashed it. Kakashi, who was standing on the ground, clenched his silver teeth, and endless chakra poured into the beard. Zuonung raised his right fist, and immediately smashed it with a punch with unparalleled power. The rumbling cube and Susanoo's right fist collided violently, making a deafening sound. With the 2 at the center, waves of energy spilled out, and the clothes of the 2 were all screeching, and even the Tsunade, who was about to rush, stopped her footsteps, and she was seriously injured and had no strength to set foot at this moment. Wind was raging, and the surrounding ground was ravaged directly. The dust has settled. Took a step back, and Kakashi on the opposite side stepped back several dozen feet and sprayed out with a pop sound, his eyes filled with myopia. Is this Susanoo? It has the ability to fight against shadow-level powerhouses, which is really extraordinary. Good boy, such a genius is qualified to die under my hands. Open black lens bracket magnetic dungeons burial close black lens bracket. With a loud shout, Kakashi Luasha chakra poured into the ground, and the ground instantly turned into a sandstorm within 1,000 meters. Kakashi, who was injured by the blow, had no chance to retreat, and his body began to fall into the sandstorm. Kakashi, get out of the way. Bastard, Mrs. Fanfiction Luasha is fighting with you. Heaven's foot poof. Without stepping down, Tsunade once again sprayed out a mouthful of bright red blood, and his face turned pale again. It's not good to flash. Sarutobi Hizen and many Konoha powerhouses are all discolored, and now Kakashi's ability has shocked them. If he grows up, it will definitely be their Konoha's top combat power, and even the future achievement of Hokage is not impossible. The genius died prematurely. Damn Cage Luasha, bastard. Unlike Konoha, many ninjas in the other ninja villages are full of happy arcs on the corners of their mouths. It is no doubt that they can see the genius of Konoha. It's a very good thing for them. Boy, go to hell. The Great Burial of Gold Dust Explosion. Without any hesitation, since Kakashi, the genius of Konoha, will be detonated with his right hand, he will detonate the gold dust. If he was a complete Susanoo, he would still be afraid, but now it's just the initial form and he can only be hanged and beaten. The majestic 4th generation Fanfiction dares to kill even the disciples of the deity. Are you looking for death? Open black lens bracket gravity barrier close black lens bracket. Critical moment, a cold voice floated in the air, and Kakashi, who was already buried in the gold duster on the other side, formed an invisible gravitational barrier around it, and it rose into the sky under the action of anti-gravity. Chapter 149 _ by Z appeared and confronted the 4 shadows. Explosion. At the same time as the cold voice of the void swayed, the gold dust was buried under the control of Luo Sha, and it exploded with a bang. If the rhythm was not guarded by the gravity barrier, I am afraid that Kakashi would have died and disappeared. The placer's burial exploded, and the endless roaring sound exploded into the sky, and everyone present felt tinnitus bursts, which lasted for more than 10 seconds, and then gradually extinguished in the field where the hurricane erupted. Reikage and the others felt bad the first time they heard the sound of the explosion in the void, and when they saw the young man standing in the void, their eyelids jumped wildly. Damn, that mysterious person is still here. As for Konoha's people, seeing that Kakashi was fine, he was relieved, especially the secretly regretful Chisho Tsunade. At this moment, a pair of beautiful eyes stared at the man standing in the air. Baizi muttered to himself, "Is this the young man who saved Konoha, drove away the nine-tailed demon fox, and scared off Madara Uchiha? What a powerful strength. And he tell this person just now that Kakashi is his disciple. Could it be that Kakashi has worshipped this lord as his teacher?" He said, "With this relationship, today's Konoha's prestige may be understood." Sarutobi Hizen stared blankly at the sky above the gold dust burial, before coming back to his senses after a long time. "Are you coming?" Master Baizi finally came. I really didn't expect Master Baizi to accept Kakashi as a disciple. While Sarutobi Hizen was filled with emotion, many of Konoha's ninjas all exploded. That old man is here, finally. With that adult here, our Konoha will definitely be fine. At dawn today, the statue of that lord was just finished. Sir Shirasawa will definitely defeat the ninjas in the villages. That's for sure. Shirazawa-sama is the existence that even Kyuubi and Madara Uchiha scared away. The many Konoha ninjas who originally held the heart of mortal death are now full of excitement and excitement. On the other hand, the tens of thousands of Ninja Alliance troops on the opposite side were all dumbfounded. Was that the mysterious man who saved Konoha before? That is to slay the nine-tailed demon fox, and to scare away the existence of the Konoha traitor Uchiha Madara. Will they be opponents? Tsunade, thank you for saving Kakashi, and I implore you to save me Konoha from fire and water again. Tsunade on behalf of Konoha is very grateful. Although there is such a relationship with Kakashi, when Tsunade knows that Baizi only protects him, if this adult is not happy, they Konoha will be miserable. Can I save you Konoha? Yes. He spoke. Baizi looked up and down. This one from Konoha's original book. Hokage of the 5th generation, but I have a condition. I can rescue Konoha this time, but you will be my maid. Kakashi. Hearing the master's words, Kakashi's eyes widened. This scene was so familiar. That was how he was captured by the master at the beginning, and now he has stretched his claws towards Tsunade-sama. Master, you are. Kakashi just wanted to say something, but a look in his eyes made him shut his mouth tightly, and he didn't dare to say another word. This man is not good. The upright Tsunade heard this, and his eyes flashed. Although the person in front of him was very powerful, the word made it difficult for her to accept. But if he didn't agree, Tsunade would be in an extremely tangled state for a while today in Konoha. Since you don't agree, then forget it, Kakashi, you have done your duty. Saying that, he raised his foot and moved towards Konoha to leave, but this move was heard by Tsunade's ear as if crushing her. The last straw, struggled for a long time, clenched her pink fist, gritted her silver teeth and squeaked, "Okay, I promise. As long as you save Konoha today, I, Tsunade, will be your maid for the rest of my life." Speaking of this, Tsunade's face turned red. This was the most unintentional thing she said in her life. Kakashi's eyes widened, staring at his respected Tsunade-sama. That's not the case. His master promised himself that as long as he perfectly fused with Uchiha Shisui's right eye, he promised to save Konoha. Ah, how come there is an extra condition now? Suddenly, Kakashi discovered the dark side of his master who was unknown to him. Master is so shameless. He clearly promised himself, and now he has added conditions in the middle, but he can only watch, and dare not say anything, much less say it. As for the people around, I didn't understand a single word of what they were saying. Long ago, Baizi would send the 3 people within a 3 square meter radius to form a vacuum with a gravitational barrier, cutting off the transmission of sound. In that case, leave this Konoha crisis to me. After finishing speaking, the gravity barrier was removed, and at the same time, the devil contract was used again. This time, the target was Princess Konoha Tsunade, the granddaughter of Senju Hashima. After a little, in the field where the war had stopped for a while, Keisuke Luasha said gloomily, "Your Excellency, this is what happened before our major ninja villages in Konoha. I hope Your Excellency will not participate, otherwise." "Oh, is this a threat?" Words fell, Baizi swiped his right hand outwards, and in the next instant, Luo Sha, the 4th generation Makizekage, turned into a cannonball and smashed towards the rear. The dull sound of the boom reappeared. Fungying Luasha had already appeared more than 100 meters away, and a deep pit was smashed under him. Poof! Sound. Immediately, a mouthful of blood spurted out, his face turned white, and Fungying Luasha looked at Baizi again, full of fear and jealousy. What just happened? Not only him, but everyone else, Konoha, Reikage and others, all stared at the field in disbelief. How is that possible? Kazuki Luasha is not even that guy's one-shot enemy. Damn, how strong is this guy? His eyes swept over Reikage and the others, stepped forward. Don't talk nonsense. This the world's strongest or respected. The 4 of you will go together. If you win, I will not bother about you in Konoha. As soon as Hongbaizi's remarks came out, it was like a thunderbolt rang in everyone's ears. What did they hear? That guy is going to challenge Reikage, Keisuke, Mizukage, and Sokage at the same time. Even Tsunade's eyes are flickering, but what she doesn't know is that the demon contract in her mind at this moment is quickly tied with the fluctuation of her mood. Fixed. Good. Since Your Excellency is so confident in your own strength, don't blame us for bullying the less. Arrow had to be sent on the string, and Reikage here agreed immediately. He knew very well that this was their only chance. If the 4 of them can't fight against this man's opponent together, then they will not succeed in attacking Konoha this time, and in addition, they will increase casualties. Shui Ying and Tu Ying looked at each other and nodded. Feng Ying, who was struggling to get up more than 100 meters away, stared solemnly at Baizi on the opposite side. That person's strength was so strange. Next, I am afraid that this will be the beginning of the real war to besiege Konoha. Chapter 150 Hanging 4 Shadows. Chilling wind. Front of Konoha, the 4 were silent, and tens of thousands of eyes fixed on the 5 people facing each other in the field. The 4 people who besieged Konoha, including the initiator Reikage, all had solemn expressions on their faces, stabilizing their minds, and staring at the young man on the opposite side as if facing an enemy. Strength of this man is unfathomable. From the bizarre move that knocked the 4 generations of Makers flying into the air, it has already explained everything. Everyone, let's go together. Delay will change. Reikage, the most powerful of the 4, had a heavy expression on his face, a ruthless gleam flashed in his eyes, and he gave Onogi a subtle wink, intensifying the level of Iware's abuse of Chiomai. Voice. The most powerful Reikage and the 3rd generation of Tsuchikage Onoki used a combined attack technique, using Onoki's aggravating rock technique to strengthen their fists, and then used thundering level Chiomai. Bang Longlong punched out, and immediately even the air was smashed open, blasting the void with a strong sound of thunder, and Baizi, who swooped towards the ground, smashed it. Open black lens bracket Thunder Dragon Claw Close black lens bracket. Facing the combined blow of Lei Ying and Onogi, Baizi stretched out his right hand and turned it into a claw. Immediately, the lightning flashed, and then a huge Thunder Dragon Claw appeared in front of Baizi, slamming towards the opposite side. Reikage's attack went away. The 2 thunderbolts collided in an instant. The deafening sound of thunder pierced through the void, lingering in all directions, resounding in everyone's ears and minds, and everyone's eyes turned to the field for the first time. Especially Lei Ying, who attacked first. When the dust dissipated, his pupils shrank suddenly. At this moment, he retreated several dozen feet, plowing out 2 groove marks on the ground, while Baizi on the opposite side was wrinkled. The thread didn't move. Competition here is immediately judged. Magnetic dungeons and sans waves. Lei Ying was forced back by Thunderclaw, and Feng Ying was not idle. Immediately, another unique trick appeared. The golden sand that climbed the endless time was like a wave covering the sky, surging up, and swooping towards Baizi like a sharp sword in the air, with a mighty power. You can see how powerful it is. Open black lens bracket lightning water dragon ball close black lens bracket. The strike was unsuccessful, and Reikage and Suiying immediately combined a new attack. Reikage mixed his thunderbolt chakra into Suiying's water dragon bomb, and together with Kage's Jinsha waves he carried it with him. With the congratulations of destroying the world, he attacked Baizi. 2 super powerful attacks, one side is the endless sand waves, and the other side is the thunder and water dragon bullets that cover the sky, so in even the 3 generations of Sarutobi Hyazan are afraid that they will be seriously injured. Many of Konoha's powerhouses are all staring at the field without blinking. They have never seen or heard of such a battle. 4 Shadow Masters, let's fight. From a certain point of view, this battle is even more shocking than the final battle. You must know that these 4 Shadow Masters are the same as their Naruto adults, and they are the fighting power standing at the top of the ninja world. 2 super powerful attacks, carrying the power of Lei Ying, Feng Ying and Shui Ying, attacked with murderous intent, only to see Baizi looking at the golden sand waves and thunder water dragon bullets covering the sky, and turning his right hand towards the front was convenient for a palm. Photographed. Air shock. Resort. Immediately, just when the Jinsha waves and thunder water dragon projectiles were less than 10 feet away from Baizi, they exploded in the air. The golden sand waves that covered the sky were all turned into dust, and the water vapor of the thunder and water dragon bombs evaporated instantly under the terrifying air shock, and the thunder turned into nothingness. This is not only before the dust settles, the invisible air shakes a palm, and Yue crosses the void and instantly appears on Reiying, Fengying and Mizuying, 3 people. Bang, 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 3 muffled sounds in succession, and the next moment, the 3 of Reiying 3 were slapped out like flies, more than 500 meters away. Open black lens bracket the art of earth done rock fist close black lens bracket. 3 generations of Medokage turned his right hand into a hard rock fist, and increased its hardness and weight. He slammed a punch, slammed it violently, and slammed into Baizi, who was just shot with a palm, and his power was no less proud than Reikage 3. Person 3. Looking at Onogi's rock fist technique, the corners of Baizi's mouth raised an obscure arc, and a voice came out, open black lens bracket Rokushiki, 6 styles gravity 6 king's spear, close black lens bracket. Baizi, who had just shot a palm, turned his palm into a fist again, and used Rokushiki, 6 styles in a smooth manner, and added gravity into it to form the 6 kings of gravity spear. The sound of banging and explosion swept through the field, and the endless strong wind raged around, blowing the 2 men's clothes into the wind, and this state lasted for a long time, and it was accompanied by a crisp, click, sound. Come on. The next moment, the 3rd generation of Earth Shadow, Onogi, turned into a meteor, crashing down, like a meteorite smashed thousands of feet away, which was even more miserable than the 3 of Reikage 3. Tsunade looked at the sturdy blow of the 3rd Tukage Onogi, and was directly punched thousands of feet away by that guy who wanted to make him a maid. Is not a grade at all. If he were to become his maid in the future, then thinking of his strange power and the use of Tianshu's feet, the last ray of unwillingness in Tsunade's heart turned into nothingness after seeing Baizi's circle. Congratulations to the host, the devil contract has successfully bound Princess Thousand Hands. Binding level, perfect level. Who had just smashed the 3rd generation Tukage Onogi with a punch, heard the voice coming from his mind, and the corner of his mouth couldn't help but twitch. That's it. He thought it would take a while, but he didn't expect it to be so fast. Since you were shooting, then lend me a blow. Immediately, Baizi Kongjung used it again, stretched out his right palm and pressed it on the void Vivi. Rumble followed Baizi's palm and pressed down. In the next instant, the four people, Rakage and Tuakage 4 were the center, and the area was 1,000 feet in a radius. Inside, the ground was sunken in an instant, and the four of them spit out a mouthful of bright red blood, and all the internal organs were shaken, and the bile was about to be spit out. Four of them vomited blood, their faces turned as pale as snow. Such a devastating attack. Hizen Sarutobi, Tsunade and others were horrified, and the tens of thousands of ninjas from various villages on the opposite side, one a big mouth swallowed saliva. Damn, how do you fight this battle? It's not a level of existence at all, it's too long. Chapter 151_Konoha Worship. In the palm of the Chenjong Shenking, the four of Rakage 4 wilted. Severely injured on the spot. The four who struggled to get up were like the grand monkeys in the palm of the 444 Tathagatas. At this moment, the four of them looked at Bai Zi, who was more than 1,000 feet away, and their eyes were full of fear and horror. That guy, how is it possible? Going to stare out. That was just now, a palm, how is this possible? My God, I'm not dreaming, what a terrible strength. Four shadows, those are the omnipotent four shadows, how can they be so weak? Unbelievable, dreaming, yes, I must be dreaming. It's fake, it's definitely fake, how could it be possible to kill four shadow-level powerhouses in one blow? How can Nyang Exapi fight this battle? In the field, more than tens of thousands of ninjas looked at each other in dismay, and no longer. There was not even a trace of fighting spirit. Just kidding, they are not fools. Cough cough cough. Lei Ying sprayed out a mouthful of blood again, staring at Bai Zi unwillingly. His gums were about to bite, and he said, Your Excellency is strong. Yunren village, admit it. Withdraw. The word that was unwilling to the extreme collapsed, and when the voice fell, Rakage did not hesitate at all. With many ninjas from Yunnin village, he lifted his feet and left Konoha. This time, there is that mysterious person taking care of Konoha, and they are destined to come back in vain. Movements, the complexion of Kazekage, or Thiage and Miyage changed instantly, although he was unwilling, but there was no other way. If they attacked hard, I'm afraid they won't be able to pass the mysterious person's level even if they lose their wealth. After a while, the arena was empty, only Konoha, many ninjas and people, were stunned for a long time and could not react. Did they win? Another crisis has been lifted just like this. Everyone couldn't believe what they were seeing. A few minutes ago, Konoha was surrounded by tens of thousands of ninja elites, but at this moment, Konoha was empty. 10 seconds 1. Half a minute. 1 minute. It lasted for more than a minute, and the Konoha ninja and the people reacted one after another. Are we safe? But, maybe it is. I still can't believe that until now, another crisis in our Konoha was carried by Lord Bai Zi for us. Benefactor, our big benefactor of Konoha, Lord Baizawa's idol, an absolute idol. God of War. Such a terrifying strength. One person has defeated the four shadows including Rakage. It's amazing, my Lord Bai Zi. Numerous Konoha ninjas and the public were hotly discussing, and they complained to vent their excitement. Yes. So excited. The joy and excitement of the rest of the life after the catastrophe filled everyone's heart instantly. Is it finally over? The pale-faced Sarutobi Hizen took a deep breath and looked at the figure in the arena with incomparable emotion. In a trance, he seemed to have seen their Hokage generation's purpose, Senju-sama. The adults are even better. The backhand to suppress the four shadows, how tyrannical this kind of strength is, Sarutobi Hizen does not know, but one thing is certain, at this moment in this world, there is probably no one who is his opponent. Terrible power. Strange ability, coupled with the power of thunder, absolutely can be called invincible. Some are happy and some are sad. Just when the whole Konoha was boiling, on the top of a certain building in Konoha, Danzo with a pale face sullenly stared at the field with his pupils shrunk. Trembling all over. Strong and invincible, that guy is so strong. Terrible, such an existence is definitely something he cannot afford to provoke. Thinking that he had shot at this great god before, at this moment Danzo really wanted to slap him to death, and he looked to control such an existence, and it is no exaggeration to say that he is an idiot. It was definitely the rhythm of courting death that he had to fight against such an existence before. As for Baizi's poaching of his right eye Uchiha Shisui, Danzo at this moment can no longer feel any resentment in his heart. Just kidding, such a ruthless man. He suppressed the existence of the four shadows with a wave of his hand. Where is he an opponent, let alone him at this time? Even if he became Hokage, he would not be his opponent. He knew very well that even if his strength increased greatly and he became Hokage as he wished, he would still be far from being able to suppress and beat the four shadows so easily. Thank you, Lord, for saving me Konoha from the fire and water again. Please be slaughtered by the sun. Saying that, Sarutobi Hizen bowed respectfully towards Baizi. This move, and the many Konoha ninjas behind him also bowed solemnly, and their eyes were full of gratitude. Thanks Lord Baizawa for saving us Konoha people from peril! ! Quote. Immediately afterwards, the uniform voices of everyone in Konoha pierced the air and spread out, rising above the entire Konoha, and lingering in the ears for a long time. 10 Dao, 100 Dao, 1000 Dao, and finally 10,000 Dao, 100,000 Dao. Countless ninjas and people bowed in unison, bowing down to Baizi like 100 birds facing a phoenix. Is spectacular. Chapter 152 Marine Rokushiki Shaving Blessing, Susanoo. The next day, early morning. Konoha Plaza. At this moment, the crowd is full of people who fall on the two people in the field. These two people are not others, one is Kakashi, the apprentice of Bai Zesho, and the other is Tsunade, the maid known only by the three of Bai Zesho. Sake of Konoha, but also to pursue higher and stronger strength, Tsunade resolutely chose to leave with Baizi, and there was an uproar in the Konoha crowd. Have Kakashi and Tsunade-sama left with Shirazawa-sama? I really envy Kakashi for being able to worship Lord Baizi as his teacher. It would be great if I could worship Lord Baizi as my teacher. Who told Kakashi to be a genius? People who are not Uchiha's clansmen can rely on the writing wheel to open Susanoo. This is not something ordinary people can do. Yes, only a genius like Kakashi is qualified to be Lord Baizi's apprentice. Around Konoha, there were many heated discussions among the people, but when they heard Matekai, who had just arrived at the edge of the square, he was shocked, as if struck by lightning. Kakashi was about to leave, and that guy became the apprentice of Shirazawa-sama who saved Konoha twice, and that guy turned on the unique Susanoo of the Uchiha clan. My god, how could it be possible? No! ! Quote. Matekai, who had just returned to the village after finishing the mission, stared at Kakashi in the field with wide eyes, his figure flashed, and instantly disappeared from the spot, and he reappeared and came to Kakashi in the square. Not far away, his eyes were full of red at the moment. Matekai, who was in a state of rage, was full of fighting spirit. Kakashi, Matekai challenge you 352 times. This time, I will definitely defeat you. Matekai's eyes widened, his eyes full of excitement, and he was full of reluctance. Because Kakashi is leaving, he will lose the most powerful opponent in the future, and he will not see him for a long time. This friend. As you wish, this time you are defeated. Seeing the state of Matekai, Kakashi nodded solemnly. Matekai sent him off by fighting, and only the two of them understood the friendship. After finishing speaking, Kakashi looked at Baizi and bowed respectfully, Trouble Master. Seeing the soaring fighting spirit around Matekai, Baizi knew Isho, and with a wave of his right hand, a large gravitational barrier was created within 1,000 meters around Kakashi and Matekai, making the two of them fight. The aftermath cannot cause damage to the surrounding ground and buildings. Within 1,000 feet, you can fight as much as you can. The dull voice swayed, but it was the Konoha ninja and the people who were around 1,000 feet away curiously, and only then did they find that there was still an extremely strong invisible barrier in front of them, and they thought of it again. Just after Lord Baizi's words, in an instant, the eyes of everyone looking at Baizi became even more adoring and fiery. Lord Baizi's strength, how terrifying the situation is, to be able to do this. Tsunade also felt the invisible barrier, her beautiful eyes shrank suddenly, and for a moment, she really wanted to use a strange force to try to break the invisible barrier. Just that Susanoo is still awakened now, and Matekai will really be an opponent. Teacher Xie thanked the teacher and student respectfully, and then his eyes fell on Matekai. Today, I will use my strongest strength to fight you. Best, me too. Full of explosive hormones, Matekai stepped on the ground, when even the brewing began to open the door. Dunjia, open black lens bracket Susanoo close black lens bracket. Kakashi, who snorted lowly, was under everyone's attention. He skillfully used the unique Susanoo of the Uchiha clan. The blue Susanoo, full of energy, shrouded Kakashi as much as possible. Although there were only arms and ribs, the hurricane energy was enough to illustrate the horror of this move. Call. Feeling the violent energy rushing towards him, Matekai breathed a sigh of relief. 8 inner gates since that's the case. Gate of opening is open. Gate of healing on. Gate of life is on. Without any fancy moves, Matekai opened the 8 inner gates 3 times in a row. With the opening of the 3 gates, Matekai's combat power soared exponentially, and the whole body was full of danger. Attack speed soared and the surging power surged out of Matekai, staring at the opposite Kakashi with excited eyes. Be careful. Open black lens bracket Konoha whirlwind close black lens bracket. With full firepower, Matekai wiped the soles of his feet. With the 3 doors fully open, his legs rotated at a high speed. Finally, his heels ended, and he stomped on the ground. He just slammed into Kakashi who was in Susanoo state. Past. There are no dazzling skills, some are just fierce and domineering offensives. In the scene in the field, the corners of the mouths of the many ninjas and people around Konoha were twitching, and their eyelids were jumping wildly. I am afraid that fighting like this can be regarded as the top level in Shangnan. However, you must know that both Kakashi and Matekai have just been promoted to Jonin for less than a month. A blessing for them to have such combat power after being promoted to Jonin for less than a month. Facing the fierce and domineering blow of Matekai, Kakashi disappeared in an instant, and reappeared with Matekai and Matekai. With a kick from Susanoo, he smashed it hard with a punch from Susanoo. The dull sound of boom immediately exploded from the field. Although it was blocked by Baizi with the gravitational barrier, there was still a little sound that pierced through the gravitational barrier and came out. The roar fell, and Kakashi appeared in the original position of Matekai. As for Matekai, who opened 3 doors in a row, Kakashi was smashed and flew out more than 100 meters away. What I saw, it was that Matekai was completely suppressed. This can't be, even if Kakashi awakens Susanoo, it shouldn't be like this. Just now, it was Matekai who took the lead. That's right, it seems that it's not just Susanoo that Kakashi's combat power has soared. It's hard to imagine what the Lord Baizi gave Kakashi to make his combat power soar so much. The 3rd generation of Sarutobi Hizen also shone brightly in his eyes, and in that moment, he saw Kakashi's feet hitting the ground dozens of times. At first thought, he thought he was wrong, but after careful consideration he found that the scene was true. Not only him, but also Tsunade Jiraiya and Orochimaru, who looked sullen, also saw Kakashi's abnormal state, and they couldn't help but look shocked. That kind of means, but they Konoha and even other major ninja villages do not have at all. At the same time as everyone was surprised, Kakashi looked at Matekai who was smashed and flew out by his fist more than 100 meters away, subconsciously forgot to put down his fist, his eyes flashed, teacher's marine Rokushiki shaves her beard. Zuonon can achieve such a powerful move. Long before he fused Uchiha Shisui's right eye, Kakashi learned the marine Rokushiki shave that Baizi taught him to shave, and now he used it against Kai for the first time, and only jumped under him. It turns out that the teacher's marine Rokushiki shaved so well. Fei Lu reminds you. Chapter 153 _ Kakashi vs Kai, giving out the Marine Rokushiki workbook. Cough cough cough. Matekai, who struggled to get up, coughed violently a few times, and just now he felt as if he had collided with a fast-moving train. Looking at Kakashi on the opposite side, instead of retreating, his fighting spirit soared sharply. Ha ha ha, happy. In that case. Matekai's expression became extremely excited. 8 inner gates, 4th gate, gate of pain. On. Seeing that opening 3 gates in a row is still not Kakashi's opponent, Matekai immediately stopped holding and opened the 4th gate of pain of 8 inner gates again. With a bang. Opening of Matekai's gate of pain, a super powerful attack was used again in an instant. Open black lens bracket 8 inner gates Lilianwa close black lens bracket. The voice fell. Matekai was at a high speed exceeding the speed of light, and instantly collided with Susanoo who used Marine Rokushiki to shave again. Boom! A thunderous explosion swayed through the gravity barrier, and the next moment, I saw 2 figures flying out backwards, both retreating more than 10 feet. Evenly matched, not equal. Matekai, who had opened 4 doors in a row, finally had the strength to push Kakashi back, and it didn't end. 8 inner gates, the 5th gate of limit, open. 6 gate of view, open. 4 gate of pain. Matekai opened the 8 inner gates again, and even opened the 5th gate of limit and the 6th gate of view. At this moment, the momentum around Matekai, who opened 6 doors, soared again. Open black lens bracket 8 inner gates ultimate Rinka close black lens bracket. Voice rang out, and in the next instant, Matekai appeared in front of Kakashi at a speed that surpassed sound waves. No matter how much stronger the speed and strength were than before, it was just like a madman. The beast. This blow is also the strongest state in Lilianwa. At this moment, the air was forcibly blown up by Matekai, and a punch was thrown towards Susanoo. Open black lens bracket Marine Rokushiki iron nugget close black lens bracket. Controlling Susanoo's right fist, another Rokushiki iron block was covered with Susanoo's right fist, and with a slamming punch, it slammed towards Lorenhua, who was deduced to the extreme by Matekai. 2 fists collided, and in the next instant, endless energy overflowed, swaying within 1,000 feet. After a single blow, the 2 of them flew down to the ground hundreds of feet away, and this blow was also comparable, and the record in the field at this point was something that few elite Junin people could achieve. The eyes of many people and people around Konoha were dull. What a terrifying strength. Matekai's 8 inner gates can actually be opened. It's terrible. Many elites are probably not opponents with this one blow. Yes, I am afraid that only Hiyori Sanin and a few existences can suppress it. As expected of Kakashi's opponent, Matekai is very strong. Yeah, Kakashi is strong enough. Susanoo can turn his fist into black. It's the first time I've seen it. It's not in the history of the Uchiha clan. It's a pity that Kakashi and Princess Tsunade have left with Lord Baizi, otherwise our future Konoha will definitely be prosperous. Many ninjas around were full of emotion and discussion, and looked at Kakashi and Matekai in the field again, and their images were all raised. The surging strength of Matekai emerged around him, and Kakashi, who looked more than a few hundred meters away, looked solemn. Sure enough, Kakashi can stop his ultimate Lilianwa. During this time, he thought that his strength had grown enough. Suppressing Kakashi, I didn't expect it to be the current situation. As expected of Kakashi, my opponent. Matekai was overwhelmed with emotion and heaved a sigh of relief. Next, if you can take my move, you will win this time. Open black lens bracket 8 inner gates toward peacock close black lens bracket. Sound was backward, and with Matekai as the center, it was like a peacock opening. Thousands of shock waves and torrents of flames immediately hit Kakashi on the opposite side, covering everything within a radius of more than 10 feet. That is, at the moment when Matekai's peacock was about to fall on Kakashi, Kakashi's face was slightly positive. 8 inner gates gate of opening. Open. Gate of healing on. Immediately, with Kakashi opening 2 doors in a row, with the blessing of speed and power, Susanoo punched his right fist, and the next moment, a shock wave was formed in front of him, and the peacock who came from the top greeted the peacock. Went up. Rokushiki Shave appeared, and Kakashi who touched the soles of his feet instantly came to Matekai. At this time, the Susanoo mode had been cancelled, and then there was no stagnation. Open black lens bracket 8 inner gates watch lotus close black lens bracket. With a low voice, he kicked up with a kick, supplemented by Rokushiki shaving and iron blocks, and slammed into Matekai's lower abdomen, making a dull sound. Next moment, Matekai turned into a black shadow, crashed thousands of meters away in an instant, and slammed into the gravitational barrier. Many ninjas and people in the nearby Konoha could clearly feel the air in that instant. A tremor occurred. In the original position of Matekai, Kakashi looked at Matekai thousands of feet away and felt the power just now. The practice of marine Rokushiki these days has also taken a step from 8 inner gates going to the gate of opening, and integrated marine Rokushiki to fight. The force skyrocketed. However, Kakashi's move shocked everyone around Konoha. This is the 8 inner gates gate of opening and gate of healing. Kakashi 8 inner gates opens gate of healing. That's right, plus the weird speed ability. I'm already afraid that the fighting technique is no lower than that of Mat K at the moment. How long has it been? Kakashi's combat power has risen to this level, even if it's not as good as Sanin, it's not far behind. That's right, Kakashi used Susanoo to block Kokage Luasha's blow. Biao Lianhua, plus it seems to be called Marine Rokushiki, it's too evil. The surrounding ninjas and people were full of emotion, but it was Matekai who fell to the ground from the gravity barrier. He didn't come up in one breath, coughed a few times, and felt the blow from Kakashi just now. At this moment he is dead. What a weird ability, it's terrifying. What kind of fighting technique is that, combined with 8 inner gates to show such a situation? I lost. Metke calmed down. Although he was defeated in this battle, he was honored. After all, he lost the battle with Kakashi not once or twice. In this room, Baizi has already lifted the gravitational barrier, and the surrounding ninjas and the people surrounded it. It was also in this room that Kakashi took out a book from his pocket and handed it to Matekai. This is next time we say goodbye. I don't know when we will meet, so this Marine Rokushiki training manual can be used as a parting gift. Finished speaking, he looked at the third generation of Sarutobi Hizen. Lord Naruto, if possible, you can let the ninjas in the village practice this technique. Especially for ninjas with a fighting technique, their combat power will definitely increase a lot. It's marine style. Words came out, many Konoha ninjas and the people around were shocked. Did Kakashi just use the strange ability from here? Especially the eyes of many ninjas were full of brilliance. Chapter 154 This is the Nine-Tailed Fox. Marine Rokushiki. When Matekai saw the manual, his expression was shocked, and he looked at Baizi for the first time. This is a teaching from Baizi-sama, isn't it appropriate? Kakashi heard that, and subconsciously looked at Baizi, who was looking as usual, thinking of the scene he fought for Konoha before. It's okay, the teacher knows about it. Oh. Before Matekai had time to speak, Sarutobi Hizen on the side bowed deeply to Baizi, his eyes full of sincerity. Thank you Baizi-sama for his gift to Konoha. Hizen is here on behalf of the entire Konoha to thank him. Baizi-sama. Jong is still old and spicy, knowing the importance of the Marine Rokushiki that Kakashi just used to their Konoha. He immediately cut off the retreat, thanked him repeatedly, and finalized this matter. As for what Kakashi gave to Matekai, if he opened his mouth, he would dare not give it. Besides, Kakashi also said that this manual is best for all ninjas in Konoha to practice. With the golden sunrise, Baizi and his group of 3 walked out of Konoha, leaving behind Hizen Sarutobi who was looking out. Not long after, the spies from the ninja villages of various countries learned about everything that happened here, and they reported the things here one by one. The Land of Thunder, Cloudy Village. 4 generations of Reikage office. Due to the Battle of Konoha yesterday, Reikage I, who was seriously injured and still unable to heal, was pale and bloodless at this moment. Oh. Marine Rokushiki. Ying-ai raised her eyebrows when she heard the report of her confidant, and she couldn't help thinking of the previous incident of Bai Zi's action to drive away the nine-tailed demon fox. That kind of weird ability the marine Rokushiki here. If he and the marine Rokushiki from Yunnin village will meet, but thinking about that scene, Lei Ying-ai's pale face flushed with excitement. Get it. You must get it. After thinking about it for a while, Reikage has made a decision. Even if he calls his confidant and gives this order, he must get this marine Rokushiki with strange abilities at all costs. If it was before, they might not have dared, but this time it is different. That mysterious master named Bai Zi has left Konoha today with Konoha's genius Kakashi and Princess Tsunade. Other words, it means that the Konoha here has no strong backing. If they attack Konoha again, they will definitely make Konoha pay a painful price, and even wipe the entire Konoha from this world. The order goes on. This mission is told, at all costs, no matter what. No matter how much you pay, you must get it, even if. I would not hesitate to expose all Konoha's spies. Reikage knew that this matter could not be mistaken. Not only them, but also other major ninja villages would inevitably have various small actions. Konoha, for a long time in the future, will become the active center of spies in the major ninja villages. No wonder. It's all because Konoha has a temptation in their hands that they can't refuse, a ninja village that can make their own a shortcut to getting stronger quickly. Yes, Reikage-sama. In the room, Reikage's confidant heard the order of Reikage-sama, and immediately claimed that it was, and at the same time as the voice fell, the figure flashed without any hesitation, and disappeared into the air like a ghost. The Land of Thunder, and the major ninja villages in other countries, such as Kazekage, Sokage, Tsukage, etc. all have the same approach. In addition to these large ninja villages, there are also large and small ninja worlds. In the other small ninja villages, all of them went to the marine Rokushiki practice book that Konoha got. While the clouds are moving on all sides, the other side. It is dozens of kilometers away from Konoha, and it is also where Bai Zi taught Kakashi before. A group of 3 people just came to the vicinity of the thatched hut when there was a swooshing sound. A golden shadow flashed by, and reappeared in front of Bai Zi, shouting as if to please, "Young Master Bai, you are finally here." Since the nine-tailed demon fox left Konoha, Bai Zi let it wait around the thatched hut, and took it out of this world at the right time. As the nine-tailed demon fox completely controlled by Bai Zi, of course, he would not go against Bai Zi's words. There is only the present scene. This is. Bai Zi's face was as usual, while Kakashi and Tsunade on the side saw the extremely dangerous golden figure in front of them, and they thought of 4 words in unison. Nine-tailed demon fox. That's right, it is the nine-tailed demon fox. But the difference is that the nine-tailed demon fox at the moment has completely lost its ferocity. Terribly strong indeed. Teacher, this is. I am afraid not. Nine-tailed demon fox. Princess Tsunade gulped her saliva. Her eyes hadn't left since the nine-tailed demon fox appeared in front of her. Ever since she saw the nine-tailed demon fox for the first time, she had confirmed that the nine-tailed fox in front of her was indeed a nine-tailed demon fox, but she couldn't understand why the nine-tailed demon fox, which was thousands of feet tall, would appear in the present state, and it was still screaming. Bai Zi Bai Xiao. This name is the same as what Bai Zi asked her to call her, isn't it? Tsunade, who seemed to realize something, and Kakashi on the side focused their attention on Bai Zi, and then looked at each other. They all saw the shock and awe in the other's eyes. The nine-tailed demon fox was subdued by teacher Bai Xiao. A terrifying thought reverberated in his mind, as if it lingered in his ears like a mimi demonic sound, for a long time. And this is not the most terrifying thing. The most terrifying thing is that the nine-tailed demon fox in front of me can actually speak human words. Xiaoju, introduce yourself. Seeing Kakashi and Tsunade's shocked expressions, Bai Zi said with laughter to the nine-tailed demon fox waving its 9 tails. Yes, young Master Bai. Regarding Bai Zi's order, as one of the targets of the demon contract, the nine-tailed demon fox certainly would not resist, and then introduced himself. but no one noticed the subtle flickering in the eyes of the nine-tailed demon fox looking at Kakashi and Tsunade with a look of disdain. Two little devils, you guessed right, Lao Su is the nine-tailed demon fox who attacked you Konoha before, but he was controlled. Fortunately, I met Bai Xiao listening to the golden nine-tailed demon fox spitting in front of him. According to human words, Tsunade Kakashi and two people completely believed that the nine-tailed demon fox who ravaged Konoha and almost never destroyed Konoha was really tamed by Bai Zi. However, what they couldn't figure out was what method Bai Zi used to make such a savage and sturdy nine-tailed demon fox control to what it is now. Chapter 155 _ The strength of the soaring duo returns to the world of pirates. Conquer the Nine Tails. If this news spreads, the whole world will be shaken upside down. Just kidding, Nine Tails, that's it. From ancient times to the present, the first master of the Nine Tails, the Six Paths Immortal, has this ability to completely control the Nine Tails, and that is the Nine Tails in their childhood. Except for the Six Paths Immortal, no one has this ability. Now another person can do this, and it seems to be more thorough than the Immortals of the Six Paths. What they can see from the eyes of the Nine Tails is worship and loyalty. As soon as it was said that if Bai Zi told Juwei to kill them at this moment, Juwei would definitely not hesitate at all. After getting to know each other, it was a long time. It was only until Tsunade and Kakashi completely digested the shock in their hearts that they also accepted that the nine-tailed demon fox in front of them, who was not as tall as them, was the one nine-tailed among the tailed beasts. It's only half the energy, but in terms of the danger level of the nine-tailed demon fox today, it's much stronger than it was when it was completely victorious. Seeing that Kakashi and Tsunade are Hakuzawa, the nine-tailed demon fox's attitude was also slightly better. For the next period of time, Bai Zi guided Kakashi and Tsunade to improve their strength, while visiting the customs of Naruto world. After all, it was hard to come here, and it would be a pity not to take a good tour. As for Kakashi and Tsunade's opponent, they are naturally locked on the nine-tailed demon fox, but they are very sure that Bai Zi will dare to control the nine-tailed demon fox with 100% confidence, otherwise they will be given 10-10. I'm afraid I don't dare to face the nine-tailed demon fox, which is more terrifying than the previous peak and violent period, as an opponent. Of course, unless they are courting death. About 10 days later. Unknown Island, Open Space. Open black lens bracket Susano close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Marine Rokushiki Kami E close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Watch Lotus Flower close black lens bracket. Boom boom boom. The sound of shell explosions pierced the air and rose above the entire island. The ground of the island trembled one after another, and it looked like it was about to sink the island. Open black lens bracket Rokushiki, 6 styles 6 king's spear, close black lens bracket. Tsunade on the other side of the rumbling was even more like a hang-up. In just half a month, he took control of Marine Rokushiki abruptly, even Bai Zeduvivi was surprised. S talent is really terrifying. Kakashi's Rokushiki is also very skilled, and Rokushiki, 6 styles are just a step away. Looking at Kakashi and Tsunade's rocket-like strength, Bai Zedusum can't wait to take the two to the pirate world. I really want to see what changes the two of them will bring to the pirate world. It's been a few months since I left the world of pirates. It's time to go back. I looked in the direction of Konoha, and observation haki spread to the surrounding area. It's easy to know that Kakashi left Matekai and Konoha before. Marine Rokushiki, after so long now, has spread all over the major ninja villages. Don't underestimate the strength of the ninja villages of various countries. Although the overall strength is not as good as Konoha, it is not mediocre. With each means, the entire Konoha has become the center of the hurricane. It has become a veritable meat grinder. Every day, even every hour, spies from other villages are discovered. The ninjas of the country are all one word, death. Sarutobi Hizen knew that Marine Rokushiki's training manual could not guarantee Konoha's uniqueness. In the entire Konoha, an unprecedented large-scale cleaning operation was launched, and the group was even more ruthless. strictly pressed. And Kakashi and Tsunade, who had been fighting that day, were full of excitement, and obviously their strength had improved a lot. As for their sparring opponent, the nine-tailed demon fox, their hearts trembled. The eyes that looked at Kakashi and Tsunade again changed. At this time, the strength of the two can be said to have undergone a reborn improvement. If you really want to measure it, Kakashi's strength is estimated to be comparable to the shadow level at this moment. As for Tsunade's strength, it has faintly surpassed the boundaries of the shadow level and reached the shadow level. Both of them are like dreams. They can't imagine that in such a short period of time, they have achieved what would take years or even decades to achieve. As a maid, Tsunade prepared a meal diligently. After eating, the sunset in the sky was already hanging on the top of the mountain. It's time to leave. Bai Zi, who watched the sunset for a while, murmured, Kakashi and Tsunade's strengths have also grown by the same amount these days, it's time to go back. With the sound of, three eyes immediately converged on Bai Zi's body, and the three hearts couldn't help but mention their throats. Teacher, you mean, we are going to your world? Young Master Bai, it's great to finally be able to leave. The nine-tailed demon fox grinned with ferocious fangs, and his eyes were excited and uttered words. Are you going? Tsunade's eyes swept across the beauty of this world. Just like Kakashi, she also lost her relatives in this world. Long before Bai Zi was still in the future, Tsunade's parents and younger brother were all killed during the war or the mission. Kill. The sun sets in the west, at a certain moment. Bai Zi waved his right hand and used the first time-space scroll, and the return mode was turned on. Quietly, a large space-time wormhole appeared not far from the body of the three-person 3-1 beast, as if they knew that there were many people returning this time. Nine-tailed demon fox saw the time-space wormhole, its hair stood up and became smaller again, and then lay tightly on Bai Zi's shoulder like a small pet, with a pair of eyes staring at the time-space wormhole full of destructive power. In its memory, even the first Master Ludao Immortal could not do this. Bai Xiao is too powerful, and his future achievements are definitely higher than that of the Ludao Master. Okay, let's go in. After saying that, Bai Zi took the lead and the nine-tailed demon fox entered the space-time wormhole. Kakashi and Tsunade looked at each other, gritted their teeth and followed. Pirate World, an unknown island. In about a quarter of an hour. Space suddenly opened a gap, and then the space-time wormhole appeared. The next moment, 3 people and 3 beasts came out of it. This 3 people, 3 beasts were none other than Bai Zeji, who had just arrived from Naruto World. People. Is this the world that Bai Xiao lives in? The air smells much better than ours. The nine-tailed demon fox sipped the fox's mouth, and said with a contented expression on his face. Kakashi and Tsunade nodded deeply. The air here is indeed much better than their world. According to plan. Xiaoju, you and Tsunade group press. Map to Marine headquarters to join Marine. Kakashi go to Fishman Island Yanwang Pirates to find me. I will go first. After speaking, Bai Zi turned into a thunderbolt and disappeared thousands of meters away. In a flash, he left everyone's sight and fled in the direction of Fishman Island. Chapter 156_Kakashi visits Fishman Island. Fishman Island, the headquarters of the Yanwang Pirates. A flash of thunder flashed away and entered a room without disturbing anyone, and this room was clearly Bai Zi's residence. At this moment, there was a commotion in front of Bai Zi's room. Luffy kid, don't blame me for being rude if you don't leave. Ryokugyu looked at the little guy in front of him. His body was full of evil spirits, and he was full of fighting spirit. He had been staring at little Luffy for a day or two. Big man, get out of the way, I want to challenge Bai Zi and become the captain of the Yanwang Pirates. Luffy screamed, the typical scar was healed and the pain was forgotten, and he had forgotten where the 2 previous abuses had gone. No wonder that Garp's previous waves of love fists failed to bring Luffy back on the right track. Good boy, I really thought I became the deputy captain and shouted in front of Lao Su, come on, let's have a fight. Come on, who's afraid of who? Ryokugyu didn't like Luffy, and Luffy didn't like Ryokugyu as well. Needlepoint Maiming said that he was going to fight, and the group of people around were holding their foreheads for a while, and both of them had a lack of temper. It really sucks. A little while. Big man, look at my Super 8th King gun. HMPH, Rokushiki, 6 Styles Dragon Fist. In front of Baizi's residence, Luffy Ryokugyu rumbled and punched. Fujitora Isho, Ace and the others all watched with great interest. Co-captains, so I don't know which one is stronger or weaker. Open black lens bracket gravity barrier close black lens bracket. The big fight between the two, Fujitora Isho couldn't help Isho, and he waved his hand to lay a gravitational barrier around the two. Although it wasn't as solid as Baizi's, it was enough. Crackling, the two of them punched to the flesh, and they fought fiercely. The one who fought is called the Heat. Just as the two of them were fighting, the door opened, and the figure of Baizi appeared in front of the door, and the sight was impressive. This is the scene of Luffy and Ryokugyu fighting. Reason why Gate of Opening appeared at this moment is because he got an incredible news the moment he returned to the room. That is, the time flow of the Naruto world that he traveled through before is completely different from that of the pirate world today. Z has been in Naruto world for several months, but in pirate world, not even a day has passed. That's right. The time flow rate of Naruto world is much happier than that of pirate world. According to system information, the time flow rate of Naruto time is 100 times that of pirate world. 100 times the speed of time. That is to say, 100 days have passed in the Naruto world, and only 1 day has passed in the pirate world, so it is no wonder that 1 day has not passed in the pirate world. Not only the world of Naruto, but the world that Bai will pass through in the future is similar to the world of Naruto, with 100 times the speed of time. Bang! S sound. Ryokugyu smashed Luffy's abdomen with a punch, and after smashing him out, he slid more than 10 feet before it stopped. Ha 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 ha, happy, really fast. Ryokugyu moved his wrists and looked at the opposite Luffy with bright eyes. His fighting spirit was even stronger. Luffy kid has made great progress, come again. Come on, I'm afraid of you. Okay, that's it for today. Baizi interrupted Luffy's words and said aloud. Stop. Ryokugyu, okay. Stop if you say it. I'll pick it from you, Luffy. Z lala. Before the arrogant Luffy could finish speaking, the endless thunder flashed in the void, and the thunder filled with armament hockey submerged into Luffy's body, and immediately began to wreak havoc. It became an explosive head, very funny. One didn't stand still, and fell to the ground with a squeak. Ryokugyu, who was watching this scene, swallowed. Motherfucker, the captain became more and more terrified. Fortunately, I didn't do anything, or Luffy would be my end. At the same time, in front of the Yanwang Pirates headquarters. I want to see your captain. Of the Yanwang Pirates headquarters. He opened his mouth and said this. The words were very provocative. Sufficiency, this is what Baizi meant. Although Kakashi felt that this was not good, he dared not disobey the teacher's order. Good boy, find fault, right. I want to meet our captain, I'll see if you have the strength. The elite members of the goalkeeper armament immediately covered the whole fist, and immediately smashed the inexplicably provocative Kakashi with a punch, and the shadow of Marine Rokushiki, who had just started, appeared on the soles of his feet. Seeing the person coming, Kakashi didn't move at all, raised his right palm and clenched it towards the incoming fist. Crack. Crisp sound. The elite member of the Armament Hockey Guild on the opposite side was stunned and said, how is that possible? He took his own punch with his bare hands. This person is absolutely extraordinary. No wonder he dared to challenge their captain, but it is far from being scary enough for their captain. Cassie entered the Yanwang Pirates headquarters with a swipe of the soles of his feet, and another elite member came back to his senses first, pulled out a signal flare and released it into the air. Shoo! Bang! With the rise of the signal flare, a gorgeous fireworks signal appeared over the Yanwang Pirates and Fishman Island, which was a warning signal that someone was attacking the Yanwang Pirates. One raised by the warning signal, Kakashi has come to the training ground. Open black lens bracket dragon flame close black lens bracket. Seeing the unfamiliar person, Zoro Rokushiki, who was training, came to the midair and slashed down, and a cyan fire dragon appeared in the air, attacking the figure that appeared. The sudden attack was fleeting, and Kakashi responded subconsciously, soil escape and earth flow wall. A low voice, a thick earth wall appeared in front of Kakashi, blocking the incoming cyan fire dragon. After one blow, the blue dragon and the earth flow wall turned into nothingness, making a dull rumbling sound. Seeing that his attack failed to cause substantial damage to the stranger, Zoro's face sank, brewing an attack, and ready to attack again. Open black lens bracket Ichido Ryuji a lion song close black lens bracket. Zoro, armament haki with a solemn expression, covered the entire blade, and immediately came out with a knife, and between the sparks and flints, he came to Kakashi in an instant. So fast, it's almost in the blink of an eye. In this room, Kakashi's figure flashed and he easily escaped. Zoro's heart was shocked when he saw such a scene. It was marine-style Kami-e just now. 3 Things to Read, Collection, Push. Chapter 157 _Kaleidoscope Right Wheel Copy vs Zoro. Marine Rokushiki Kami-e. This trick, he has just learned some tricks, and now this person is not much different from himself, he uses Kami-e easily. Kakashi's slashing slash cut through the ground, and in an instant a ditch of more than 10 feet was cut out of the ground, which was very eye-catching. At the same time, Baizi and his party also came to the scene to see Kakashi using Kami-e to avoid Zoro's blow. This is Kami-e, and it's top Kami-e, this guy is not easy. Rob Lucci looked solemnly at Kakashi, who was skilled in using Kami-e, and said with emotion, so young to perform their marine Rokushiki's Kami-e to such a degree, the entire marine before them was a rare existence. At this age, he can't achieve this far. Rob Lucci is like this, and the others around him are also full of radiance. This young man has been able to interpret marine Rokushiki so well. Yeah, it's really not easy. Isn't it? I just don't know what this young man's intention is to come here. Such a skilled marine Rokushiki Kami-e, I'm afraid it's not for the captain's Rokushiki, 6 styles. Hey, what a coincidence, Captain's Rokushiki, 6 styles are all over the new world now. The current Zoro is completely incomparable to the previous one. I really don't know who will win or lose in the end. You must know that Zoro is a real great swordsman. Next, it's definitely a visual feast. A group of people around, none of them thought about going forward to help, they all looked at the field with their arms on their shoulders, looking at the show. As for conspiracy, joking, if such strength can defeat them with conspiracy, they will also be. I don't deserve to be the 5 emperors of the new world. Then the real battle begins. Ace's eyes fell on the field, and he looked at Kakashi who suddenly visited, and murmured. As expected, the real battle started quietly just after Ace's voice fell. 36 Troubles Phoenix. Armament haki covered Zoro with the samurai sword. No nonsense, and immediately slashed out again. The high-speed sword wave turned into a slash, turned into a 5-foot-sized arc and attacked Kakashi. The expressions of everyone around are staring at the arc, and this is not an ordinary 3 lost troubled phoenix. This is an attack blessed by Zoro's skillful use of marine Rokushiki. It can be said to be more powerful than before and not worth it. Several grades. The arc sword wave tore through the air, and the blink of an eye reached it. However, when everyone's eyes swept to Kakashi in the arena, what happened next made them unforgettable for the rest of their lives. I saw that a samurai sword appeared in Kakashi's hand at some point in the field, like Zoro, and swung it out. 36 Troubles Phoenix. In the same way, the sword wave turned into a slash, and with the sound of tearing the air, it turned into a 5-jong sword light and slammed into the oncoming 5-jong sword light. Rumbling 36 Anxiety Phoenix slammed into each other, making a thunderous sound. With the 2 as the center, a strong wind was blowing towards them. if it wasn't for Baizi after the two hit each other. Set up a gravity gathering in the field, and I don't know how the training field was destroyed by the aftermath of the battle between the two. However, such a blow shocked everyone around except Baizi. How is it possible? Yes. Everyone was stunned, because of how strong the fight was, but that who suddenly came to their Yanwang pirates. Young man actually used the famous stunt of the bounty hunter Zoro. Incredible, incredible. It can be said that it is unimaginable that that person used Zoro's 36 troubles so easily. It is unbelievable. How did that happen? Bounty hunter Zoro, our captain's apprentice 36 annoying phoenix, my god, was actually used by that person. Isn't it true? The sword beams are all 5 feet, which means that the strength of the two people just now is not equal to each other. This person is so terrifying, and the new world is really becoming more and more interesting. Around Ace and the others were talking about the young man in the field, and at the moment, Zoro was the most embarrassed. You must know that this trick 36 annoyed Phoenix came to his epiphany when he died. He absolutely believed that he was the only one in this world who knew how to use this trick, and he had never taught it even half a point, even he didn't mention the teacher Baizi. It is for this reason that Zoro is even more shocked. A stranger, without any warning, uses his own famous trick, and it is equivalent to his own proficiency, which is absolutely impossible from a common sense. Open black lens bracket 360 troubles Phoenix close black lens bracket. Zoro's face was flushed red, and when the next knife was cut out again, this time the knife was about 10 feet in size, and it slammed towards Kakashi on the opposite side. However, Zoro's voice just fell. Open black lens bracket 360 trouble Phoenix close black lens bracket. The same slash came out, and the same Tenjong sword light, with the same movement, slammed into each other again. As soon as this blow came out, the eyes of everyone in the surrounding field were straight. 3,360,360 annoying Phoenix. Who am I? Where are they? What did they see? They were not dreaming. Impossible. How is it possible? 360 Anxiety Phoenix is an upgraded version of Zoro's famous stunt. What kind of situation is this? Zoro's eyes are bulging out. He can't believe what he just experienced. It's weird. Is this a devil fruit person? Such a terrifying ability. Damn. Zoro looked gloomy, looked at the opposite Kakashi solemnly, and took out a knife again. Open black lens bracket gate of life close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket gate of life close black lens bracket. It can be said that as soon as Zoro's words fell this time, Kakashi's voice rang out, the same move, the two stood opposite each other, with a loud roar. There was a volcanic eruption-like collision sound between the two. After the blow, Kakashi, who originally only had a samurai sword, had another one in his hand at this moment. This is Nami Sanji, Chopper, and the others in the Gate of Life City, the two swordsmen. What kind of monster is this guy, and he has so many unique skills from Zoro. It's terrible, Nami, let's go home. I want to too. His party were stunned, the young man was a replica of Zoro. Die. Open black lens bracket 3 swords stream purgatory ghost / close black lens bracket. Boom finally. Under repeated stimulation, Zoro finally moved with real anger, full of anger, sharp eyes like knives. If eyes can kill, at this moment Kakashi died I don't know how many times. However, at the same time, Kakashi on the other side also moved like Zoro under the action of the two kaleidoscopes. Chapter 158 Kakashi awakens Rokushiki, 6 styles, Tsunade enters Marine. Open black lens bracket 3 swords of purgatory ghost / close black lens bracket. The same move, the same strength, 2 purgatory ghost slashes slammed into each other under everyone's attention, making a thunderous sound. Immediately afterwards, Zoro, who did not believe in evil, launched a series of attacks. Open black lens bracket extreme tiger hunt close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket extreme tiger hunt close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket big Buddha slash close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket big Buddha slash close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 800 troubled phoenix close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 800 troubled phoenix close black lens bracket. The two attacked exactly the same, and everyone around was shocked. Every move of Zoro was imitated and copied by Kakashi. The same attack, the roaring ups and downs swayed in the training ground, the ascension lingered in the ears of everyone, and impacted the pupils of Ace and the others. As the battle heated up, Zoro's eyes flushed and he breathed a deep sigh of relief. Open black lens bracket 3000 worlds of three swords and profound truths close black lens bracket. Zoro made a move, the three katana swords were like spinning tops. With the combined blessing of marine rokushiki and armament haki, they attacked Kakashi with a bang. And that's not all. Zoro here is the first time that the sword intent of the great swordsman level is poured into it, and the ultimate blow can be said to have hit Zoro's strongest blow at the moment. However, just after Zoro's 3000 worlds was played, a nightmare-like voice lingered over the training ground again, 3000 worlds of three swords of profound truth. Unsurprisingly, Kakashi's voice came out, but it was obviously impossible to completely imitate and copy Zoro's moves. Seeing this, Zoro breathed a sigh of relief, but this person's ability is too strange, and he must fight quickly. Ghost Chi 9 swords Ashura magic 9 flashes. The gloomy voice seemed to rise from Juyu. At this moment, there seemed to be an Ashura holding 9 knives behind Zoro. With an unparalleled and powerful blow, it turned into a death scythe and attacked Kakashi on the opposite side. Seeing this move, Kakashi didn't dare to be careless, even the kaleidoscope could not imitate and copy it. Obviously, this move still exceeded the limit of his own strength at the moment. Open black lens bracket Susanoo Hogo close black lens bracket. Immediately, Kakashi didn't dare to be careless, and directly used Susanoo. The next moment, the mountain-like warrior with arms and ribs, Susanoo's initial state appeared in everyone's field of vision. The mental impact of Nengu's Valkyrie was no less than that of Conqueror Haki who had just awakened. As soon as this move came out, the surrounding Ryokugyu and his party were all shocked and looked at the field in disbelief. What kind of power is this? It's so weird, it's a bit like a phantom beast fruit, but it has it. Everyone around was frowning slightly. The scene here was very strange. It was said that it was similar to the Phoenix, Captain Marco of the Whitebeard Pirates, but I couldn't tell the difference. Was in doubt, Zoro's great swords 9 knife demon and 9 flashes came with a bang, and without any hesitation, he instantly hit Kakashi's Susanoo with a rumbling sound. The thunderous sound lasted for more than 10 seconds, and then it stopped. Ace and the others looked over again, and their eyes were full of surprises. Under such a bursting attack, the mysterious young man on the opposite side only retreated more than 100 feet, and there was no other damage. Defense is so terrifying. The blow of the great swordsman level was not able to break the strange defense of that young man. After the blow, the arena fell into silence for a long time. 1 second. 3 seconds 5 seconds lasted for more than 10 seconds. Zoro's expression became the dignified expression in history. His eyes stared at the young man opposite without blinking. Excuse me, Your Excellency name taboo, the next blow I will not kill the nameless. Hatake Kakashi. The other side of Zoro's solemn appearance, Kakashi showed a gentle smile, but in Zoro's eyes, anger was even more maddening. This guy's expression was so disgusting that he was so rude. Since that's the case, then please take my strongest blow. Voice was behind. Zoro was no longer long-winded, his face was solemn, and his mind was stable, and he was brewing the strongest blow. Ghost Chi 9 swords Ashura mysterious demon god slash. The most sublimated sword slashed out, and in an instant, it was as if the endless Ashura army was rushing towards the face. Even Ryokugyu and the others all looked at Zoro with a dumb look. This little guy can actually do this with the 9 blades. Demon slash. Such an apt name, they can't imagine how much Zoro has grown to at this time under the captain's training. Was slashed out, the world changed color in an instant, and the rumbling sound of the ghostly iron chain, intriguing, suddenly struck. That kid is going to be miserable. Yeah, this kind of attack, I am afraid it's not far from the admiral level. It's unbelievable how this bounty hunter Zoro has become under the guidance of the captain, so awesome. Under the unparalleled pressure, Kakashi's expression was also solemn, and Susanoo urged him to the extreme. 8 inner gates, gate of opening. Gate of healing on. As the gate of healing opened one after another, Kakashi's momentum instantly surged, and under the shroud of extreme danger, Kakashi made a new breakthrough for Rokushiki. Open black lens bracket Rokushiki, 6 styles must Suroku King Spear, close black lens bracket. Punch. Kakashi, who was in Susanoo's state, immediately raised his hand and punched, slashing towards the attacking Ashura mysterious demon god. Susanoo's giant fist and demon slash collided in an instant, an unparalleled strong wind blew wildly, and the two men's clothes moved without the wind, and they touched in an instant. 100 Jong giant. Poof. Poof. The two people who stopped in the hundreds of pictures, the red blood sprayed out of their mouths, and they floated in a beautiful arc in the air and splashed on the training ground, which was very eye-catching. Under the strongest blow, both loses. Kakashi's eyes gleamed brightly, and his heart was filled with emotion. He was indeed the teacher's first apprentice. With such strength, it was really terrifying and strong sword intent. At the same time, another side. Marine Recruit Training Camp. Thousand Hands Tsunade and the nine-tailed demon fox that turned into a slap also came to the Marine Headquarters Training Camp, and it is also the place where retired Garp trains recruit. And this place is the destination that Baizerang just received. The two registration personnel at the recruit registration office saw Tsunade with outstanding appearance, and their eyes bulged out. With the advantage of her outstanding beauty, Tsunade quickly completed all the formalities with the attentive and skillful movements of the two registration staff. Tsunade's entry into the Marine was unexpectedly smooth, but for a long period of time, Marine once again set off a monstrous frenzy because of the arrival of Tsunade. Chapter 159 Initial Target, Chaton Tokikake. Marine Headquarters, Training Camp. At the training ground right now. Bang. Sound. One of the elite students was smashed and flew out by Garp, who was specially trained in actual combat. Did you see that just now is the Marine Rokushiki who is skilled to the top? Although a few of you can shave, it is still far from enough. Tomorrow is the day to go out to sea for actual combat, and you have to work hard, otherwise, I can't guarantee that everyone will come back alive. Garp, who had retreated to the second line, came out with a loud voice, warning of the graduation of a new batch of Marines, but looking at the mediocre batch again, Garp sighed slightly, since the top of the war, their Marine's seedlings are really inferior. One term. Sengoku told himself to retire before, but he has not been able to do so today. The reason is very simple, it is easy for Sengoku to retire, but if Momoshiki Admiral, who is now famous, is promoted to the post of Fleet Admiral, it means that Marine Admiral will be empty. Get a seat. Admiral's choice. Originally it was an extremely rare existence, but it wasn't so easy to find, so Sengoku complained to himself more than once. Garp, who looked thoughtful, immediately caught the attention of Tsunade who had just joined Marine. Who is that person? From Garp's body, asked the two Marines who were attentive beside him. Beauty Tsunade, you don't know him. Yeah, Tsunade, he is our Marine's celebrity, the hero Garp, an existence who chases One Piece, king of pirates Roger all over the world, and Roger is called the hero of the greatest enemy in his life. The two attentive Marines saw Garp, their expressions suddenly changed. They were very aware of Garp's temper. If he knew that the two of them acted like this, they would definitely be beaten up, and they would not be able to get out of bed for at least half a month. Oh. He's Garp, no wonder. Tsunade heard the voices of the two, and his eyes couldn't help but flicker. If you want to gain prestige as soon as possible, this GARP is undoubtedly the best goal. Right here, a short, one-armed man came to the training ground. Although it was one-armed, whenever the surrounding Marines looked at the man, they all showed awe. This person is none other than Marine Vice Admiral whose arm was cut off by Bai before, the former Marine Admiral candidate, but at this moment, he obviously no longer has this qualification. Originally, he likes Momoshiki, and he has confessed more than many times, but his strength has dropped greatly, and Momoshiki has been promoted to Admiral, and the relationship between the two has become increasingly estranged. So, for a while, Cha has been searching for her next target. Since Momoshiki can't get it, she can only settle for the next best thing. Recruit training camp for business today. He also thought to himself that since he couldn't find his target for a while, it would be good to soak up the fairy spirit of these little girls. However, when Chaton Tokikake first came to the recruit training camp, he saw a girl who was no less beautiful than Momoshiki Admiral. This girl was none other than the one who just joined the sea. Tsunade with no rank on his shoulders. Seeing that Tsunade was a recruit, Chaton Tokikake rolled his eyes with malicious intent. Such a girl had better be lied to. While thinking about it, Chaton Tokikake walked in the direction of Tsunade and the two Marines. Come over. Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral. The two Marines saw Chaton Tokikake, their faces turned green on the spot, and their bodies were agitated. They no longer dared to show their covetousness to Tsunade, because if Chaton Tokikake knew that they were interested in such a beautiful girl, will definitely break their legs. Compared with Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral, they are not on the stage with this trick. Well, let's go, leave this recruit to me. Chaton Tokikake said with a straight face, but how could his thoughts escape Tsunade's eyes, who had already learned observation hockey? Until you do it like this. Sometimes flies also have the benefits of flies. According to Xiaobai's introduction, Marine Vice Admiral is not a low rank in Marine. If you defeat this person, then your goal of establishing prestige in Marine can be easily achieved. Quietly, Tsunade shifted the previous target on GARP to the fly beside him. Two big brothers, can you take me to see the dormitory? Tsunade, who is doing a full set of dramas, has a pitiful look in the eyes of the actor's upper body, and the hormones of the two Marines in this scene are rushing. But this is what he said, but he frowned when he heard this. This girl is so ignorant, but thinking about going to the dormitory, Chaton Tokikake couldn't help but feel alive, suppressing the anger in his heart. This soldier, come with me, I'm familiar here. Saying that, Chaton Tokikake didn't wait for Tsunade to speak, but a big hand reached out. But just when Chaton Tokikake's big hand was about to succeed, when he saw Tsunade's figure flashing, he avoided Chaton Tokikake's action. Seeing the sudden scene, Chaton Tokikake and the two Marines narrowed their eyes. That was Rokushiki shaved just now. Yes, it's definitely Rokushiki shaving. This beauty has mastered Rokushiki shaving. The two Marines saw the scene in front of them. Their backs and spines became cold. As they were also able to use shaving, the trick just now was much better than them. In other words, it means that the big wave of beauty in front of you is not easy. Hey, it seems that there are two hits. Chaton Tokikake probed the sky with one hand, and his eyebrows didn't clump together, but he soon became interested. If it was so easy to get, it wouldn't be interesting. In that case, Chaton Tokikake, who made up his mind, flashed a sinister arc at the corner of his mouth. Then let me see how skilled your Rokushiki is. Touch of the soles of his feet, Chaton Tokikake immediately turned into a bear, and rushed towards Tsunade like an eagle catching a chick, and Marine Rokushiki shaved immediately. A swipe, he came to Tsunade, and that hand also had oily ingredients. The face of Chaton Tokikake's shaving. Tsunade's mouth was deeply interested in Isho. Marine Rokushiki's shaving surged again, and the speed was much faster than before. Chaton Tokikake's blow, no accident, failed again. Chaton Tokikake, who appeared in front of Tsunade, was stunned. He didn't expect this to happen at all. Although he didn't use all his strength, at this speed, even Colonel Marine couldn't escape. This girl. The Chaton Tokikake here finally looked at Tsunade solemnly and meaningfully. Interesting, interesting. That's the case, then go all out. Marine Rokushiki shave. Chaton Tokikake draws an arc in the air and rushes towards Tsunade at lightning speed. The change also aroused the attention of the surrounding Marines and students. Chapter 160 Marine Admiral Level Super Seedlings. On the training ground. Many Marines looked at the field one after another, and heated discussions rose. That's Marine Rokushiki shaved. Can't be wrong, who is that girl? Marine Rokushiki is so skilled at shaving. The one behind him is Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral. Can't Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral's shave catch up with that? That woman. No way, Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral was Marine Admiral's alternate before. Even if he lacks an arm, his combat power is not comparable to ordinary people. At the same time as everyone was talking about it, Garp also looked over at the tour, and when he saw the two people chasing in the field, to be precise, he saw Marine Rokushiki of Tsunade, his eyes gleamed with brilliance. This girl is not easy. Garp, who had already mastered Marine Rokushiki for a long time, saw Chaton Tokikake slumped, and did not stop it, but watched it with great interest. As more and more people watched, Chaton Tokikake couldn't hang on his face, and felt a burning pain, and immediately stopped competing with Rokushiki to shave, but launched an attack, using Rokushiki. A Renkyaku Tempest kick flew past. After abruptly forcing Tsunade to stop, Armament covered the entire fist, and slammed it with a fierce and domineering punch. The speed was so fast that it came to the front in the blink of an eye. Open black lens bracket Rokushiki strange power close black lens bracket. Tsunade, who had stopped, was greeted with a punch with his backhand, and the punch that smashed the air instantly collided. At the moment when the two fists collided, there was a crisp, click, sound, and then everyone saw the shadow passing by, and it reappeared and smashed on the ground of the training ground more than 100 meters away, with a mouthful of bright red blood. With a sound of spraying out. Down is none other than the one-armed Vice Admiral Chaton Tokikake. After one blow, Chaton Tokikake flew upside down more than 100 feet, and even opened his mouth and sprayed out a pool of bright red blood. Such a scene was stunned everyone. Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral. A dignified Vice Admiral was punched and seriously injured by a training camp guy. Such a scene is too horrific. Especially Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral. At this moment he is completely stunned. How can a recruit be so powerful? His strength is definitely beyond the level of Vice Admiral. The people around saw that the person flying upside down was not the woman, but their Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral. They couldn't help but tremble. How is this possible? How is this possible? That woman smashed Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral out with one punch, and she vomited blood and was seriously injured. This situation has been extremely true to prove one thing, that is this woman the strength is definitely more powerful than their Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral. What a handsome skill, get a punch from the old man. Rumbling Garp just sounded, there was a thunderous sound in the ear, and this was not an ordinary blow. But Garp awakened Rokushiki 6 styles not long ago, and now it has been developed by it. The ultimate armament Haki, S6 King's Spear, with a loud roar, smashed towards Tsunade like blasting the air. Reason is very simple, because just at that moment, Garp found out that this girl gave him the extreme danger, and that's why he got the tough blow he is now. It is said that it is a shot, but in fact there are many elements of temptation. Open black lens bracket Rokushiki, 6 styles spears, close black lens bracket. In the face of Garp's ultimate blow, Gangran did not dare to be careless, and directly used the profound meaning of the style, and blessed with strange power. When this move was used, the audience was boiling. It's the same Rokushiki, 6 styles as Garp Ying, oh my. How is it possible? There are Momoshiki Admiral and Garp Hero Club Rokushiki, 6 styles in the entire army, and now there is one more person. Incredible, incredible, no wonder, no wonder. No wonder Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral, was kicked out by that woman just now, so she was awakened. Rokushiki, 6 styles by Marine Rokushiki. Scary, so scary. Thousands of Marine elites around, one by one, they all stared at the round eyes in the field. The 2 Marines who brought Tsunade here before have their calves twisted. Exist. 2 fists intersected, and in an instant, endless waves of air swept toward the 4 poles, and the dust of the training ground rose up, and it was not resting for a long time. Dust splashed everywhere, and Garp and Tsunade were both backed up by the force of the shock, and they all stepped back more than a few feet. Match. It's hard to tell the winner. Looking at the number of steps taken by the 2 sides, Garp not only did not get discouraged, but his eyes gleamed with a long-lost joy. Ha 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 ha, good, good. Garp was very excited. Now that Marine has such a fierce character, it is undoubtedly a great news. If the old boy Sengoku knew that their Marine had such a monstrous seedling, it is estimated that he would send a letter of resignation immediately and take a back seat. Looks like I'm getting old. A few words of greetings, Garp left the training ground and returned to his office. As for Tsunade, the corner of his mouth twitched, and the plan that attracted the attention of Marine's executives was a perfect success. Training camp, office. How's it going? Garp, smoking a cigar at the corner of his mouth, asked Bogart, who had not yet gone to the headquarters to report. Mr. Garp, that person named Tsunade was blank in the past, and there is no record anywhere, but one thing is certain, she is not a member of the 5 emperors, Shichibukai, or the Revolutionary Army. Bullshit. This old man also knows that with such a strong strength, even becoming the 6th emperor is not impossible. Hearing the blankness in the past, Garp breathed a sigh of relief. Although he couldn't find it in the past, it has nothing to do with other major forces, but he can't take it lightly. Pay close attention to Tsunade's every move. Today's performance, she is obviously attracting the attention of me, or Marine executives. Yes, Mr. Garp. Bogart heard Garp's words, he secretly took it to heart. After a few minutes. Marine headquarters, Marineford. Sengoku office. Billy Bilibay was smoking a cigar in a depressed mood, looking out the window while puffing smoke. A phoneworm's voice rang in his ear, and he picked up the phone, mumbling again. There's something wrong with that bastard. Hey, Sengoku, I found a Marine Admiral super seedling. Soon as I connected the phone, I heard the good news from Garp on the other side, and immediately blinded Sengoku, who was about to get angry. What kind of Marine Admiral level seedling? Isn't that after a little bit of his own resignation plan? Hearing that Tsunade had hit Chaton Tokikake, Vice Admiral, with a punch, and that Rokushiki, 6 styles, was on a par with Garp, he immediately stood up from his seat. Really? Ha 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 ha, good, good, good. Hanging up the phone, Sengoku's face is full of joy, happy, so happy. There is no news, it is more worthy of happiness than this, Marine Admiral level seedling, it seems that he is not willing to retire. He, go to Gorosei, 5 elders, and resign immediately. I want to see what reason they have for not resigning this time. The more I think about it, the more excited Sengoku is. On the spot, wearing the cloak of justice, slammed the door and rushed towards the location of the Gorosei 5 elders.